Okay, wait. I forgot to turn on the chat. Hold on a second. Uh, Yay! Chat is on. I mean, you guys were already on, but not on my screen. Hey, and welcome, everybody. It's Saturday. Am I an hour after the usual time? Don't worry about that. That's not important whatsoever. I'm here now, and that is what is important. Um, Someone said hi chat. Hello, hello, hello. Someone said I'm here before the start screen is gone. You are here hella early and just on time simultaneously. Someone said he forgot us. Yeah, no, there's always like a checklist that I should go over. Someone says I mean this as a compliment, but does D'Angelo look more bald than usual, or is it just me? No, I am more bald than usual. I shaved much closer to the beginning of the stream than I usually do because I just felt like it. Also, something really sad happened to me. Something incredibly sad happened. I'm overreacting and it's not that big of a deal. But I went to put in or take out, I don't remember, my earring the other day, and as in yesterday, I dropped it down the drain. It's not even that like important because it wasn't like a family heirloom or precious. It wasn't even really that expensive, but I don't care. I think I've always just been scared I'm going to do that, and I try to remember to like pop the drain thing down, up, whatever, and yeah, I didn't. So someone said it's the worst. It's the worst. I felt so stupid. I felt like such a goober when I literally saw it going down there in slow motion, and I was like, not my earring. Oh no. And yeah, it was too late for me. And the thing about me is this isn't the first time I've done this, but I've caught it every single time. So I guess I was starting to get hubris and starting to think like, oh, if I drop an earring down the sink, I can catch it because I'm Superman. But my reflexes wore off. So yeah, I am unfortunately going to have to remember to put the drain cover down before doing this in the future. Oh man, that's a mess. Someone said that happens to me so much. Yeah, no, man. I was so pissed. I was mad, but that's okay. We're here. I found two earrings. I shoved them through my ear holes. All is well. Sometimes I always plug my drain when putting in earrings just because I'm scared. You should be, clearly. Anyways, if this is your first stream, hi and welcome. You are just in time. Well, not really, because the first 30 minutes or so are exactly what you're getting right now, which is just me talking about literally whatever. It's a yap session, I'm not gonna lie to you. And then around the 30-minute mark, that's where we get into today's topic, which is the Will Porter drama. Not Will Poulter. I keep getting these names confused. The actor Will Poulter has nothing to do with this. This is someone from TikTok named Will Porter, who is like a celebrity chef. You know that like thirst trap chef thing that people do on TikTok where guys are like, yeah, I make food and I'm hot and it works for some people. He tried doing all of that, but he had this one little asterisk, this one little hiccup in his plan of trying to amass an audience of women, which was that he is also misogynist as hell and was literally in like a red pill video as a self-proclaimed manosphere proponent talking about women value looks over personality. And then people were like, is that the weird hot chef dude? Why is he on here explaining to us how women work? So that's fun. I want to go over that, and by fun I mean disappointing and not at all surprising, but we'll get there. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing for real. Someone said who? It's very who. It's very like what? Someone said bro trying to thirst trap women while being an incel. Yeah, like how did you think that was going to play out for you? It's crazy because at the end of the video you can even see the instant regret on his face of like, uh-oh. I regret doing this, but it's too late. It's all on the internet, so yay. Someone said thirst trap chefs make me feel unsafe and uncomfortable. Yeah, it's just odd. It's strange. I don't love it. Someone asked if this is the new fit. Yes, it is the new fit. It's very simple, very basic, but it's summer, y'all. It's getting hotter, and I was just tired of the long sleeves. So yeah, I love it. I told y'all already it wasn't going to be like dramatically different from what I already had, but it's just different enough to make me happy. Also, I realized I forgot to shave my face, but I think that you will all live. hair grows out of my face sometimes, and there's very little I can do about that. Actually, there are things I can do about that, but I don't want to because I don't mind. Someone says, so cute. I love it. Thank you. I love it too. Someone said, okay, arms. Look, I'm not like, I'm not like a protein inhaling, you know, Matt Damon in the Odyssey type person, but I do try to remain as strong as I can be, which isn't very, but like I got some arms. They're like skinny, but they're also still muscle simultaneously. Does that make sense? See, look, that's an arm. What you mean? What you mean? I be lifting. People genuinely think because like I can't fill out a shirt to save my life that I'm just walking around here like Jack Skellington. And I'm like, yeah, if he could lift mildly sized weights. I'm not very strong, but I'm also not weak either, and I'm happy about that because I've been working hard, bro. I've been working hard on God. On working hard just to look skinny as hell anyway, but that's okay. You gotta work with what you were given in this life. You really do. Someone said the neo-traditional tattoos look so good. The placement is top notch. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you can finally see like more of them now that I've got short sleeves. Actually, I can finally show you guys my my favorite ones that I got recently because I'm just literally disrobing for you on stream. Not the point. Okay, look. It's like this little portal dog. So I'm doing a really bad job of showing it, and it's hard for me because it's all mirrored. But look. He head comes through this shoulder. And then the back comes through this shoulder. Portal dog. Sorry, I don't know. That one just makes me the happiest. And whenever I wear like a tank top, you can like see him just traveling through my shoulder, which makes me so happy. But yeah, I finally get to show that one off. I couldn't show it off when I first got it because it was a rough heal. Every now and then I will get a tattoo and it does not heal quickly and in a beautiful, amazing, and painless way. This was actually, I'm just going to tell you, it was my first infection. I had 40 other of these joints. I have had 41 tattoos and not a single one of them ever got infected because I try really hard to take care of everything. Like I don't want that to happen to me. So yeah, I was really on top of it. But this time around, I don't know if it was a combination of like me being complacent because I've had so many, or if it was because I'm going to be honest with you, I got it at a convention. Maybe not the most sterile environment, but anyways, I think that's probably what it was because I was literally just downtown at a tattoo convention surrounded by hundreds of people. But you know what? I powered through that infection. I went to my little local clinic. They gave me some antibiotics. I scarfed them down. They said finish the full course. I didn't, but I did take most of them. And so now it's healed beautifully. It just took a very long time and a lot of pain. And whenever I would raise my arm, it would crack apart and hurt, which was actually insane. And it made me feel kind of stupid. But then I was like, you know what? This happens sometimes. Someone said 1 out of 41 is not a bad track record. Exactly. And if I can go another 40 without getting any sort of repercussions, I would appreciate that greatly. I really would. Someone said not the convention. Yeah, no, the convention tat infection is crazy because it's like, what did I think would happen? But it's not the only tat I've got at a convention though, so I hate it. I hate everything. Someone said tattoo convention should be the most sterile. It was mostly clean, honestly. But the thing is, like, you can't force hundreds of people to be clean. Literally just people coming in and out from pretty much all over the state. Like, God only really knows what was going down in that environment. But it also could have been my fault. I can't just blame the convention. I could have come home and then done something wrong. Who really knows? It's mess, bro. Someone says you got to do the full course. We don't want that antibiotic resistance. Listen, I only left 3. I only left 3 of the pills, okay? I got to the end of it and I was like, everything has cleared up. It's fine. I can't make myself take another pill, but you should take your full course of antibiotics if they're prescribed to you, for sure. Don't be like me. I just got lazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Someone said, do people in the US take antibiotics after getting a tattoo? Absolutely not. That's usually not necessary whatsoever. It was just in my case because I got sick due to likely my own stupidity. Someone said D'Angelo trying to defend himself like for his parents. I know, like, why do I feel bad? Like, I'm an adult, aren't I? Then sometimes I'm like, am I really an adult though? Like, sometimes when I do body modification stuff, even though I'm literally going on 28, I'm like, how do I not need someone's permission to do this? Like, I will shave off all of my hair and then be like, I was allowed to do that. Or like when I bleached my eyebrows and then I was just looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, I put bleach on my face. And like, there wasn't like my mom there to stop me. So yeah, I don't think I will literally ever get used to actually being an adult who is responsible for himself all the way. Because sometimes I just feel like I need a permission slip for all the things I'm doing in my life. Sometimes I feel that sometimes. For real, man. So it's a new fit reveal. Yeah, I feel like the new fit is popping. And I also got like this other hat that didn't come in time, but that's okay. I will show that off when it gets here. But yeah, you just get my shiny bald head today instead. Hope you like it. I really do. Someone said my parents literally helped me dye my hair. That's sweet. My parents, they were mostly just constantly begging me to do something with my hair because I was very much the kind of little boy that was like, I don't care about the hair on top of my head. And then my parents were always like, okay, if you don't want to like take care of this joint in the way that we're teaching you, then let us cut it. And I was like, no. So I was just a ridiculous child, frankly. And then it's funny, I get old enough and then I just am like, you know what, my parents are right. I am not the kind of person who wants to put that much effort into his head, and I just shaved it all off anyway. That's also partially why I had locks, because even though locks are a lot of maintenance, they're also still not everyday maintenance. And I'm just not the kind of person who wants to have to take care of his hair every day. I don't know why. I'm goofy. Someone said you make me want to wear my prescription glasses. Glasses are cool. Glasses are everything you want to be. I mean, first of all, they're functional, which is obviously their most important purpose. But then, like, they're also cute. Or they can be like, you know, like a little elevated vibe if that's what you're going for. Or, I don't know. I just love glasses. They have a lot of personality. Big fan. Warby Parker, hit me up. I buy direct. I don't care. Someone sponsor me. Someone said my mom did my first hair bleach and all. Also got my septum 2 weeks before I did, even though I did my appointment first. She beat you to it, bro. It'd be like that. My parents are definitely not big on body modifications. Like, I think my mom has her ear pierced, and between the two of them, that's her ears pierced, and between the two of them, that's it. I don't think they've ever, like, neither of my parents even has a single tattoo, which is really funny. So you can imagine how it was when I came home for the first time with this little number. This is my worst tattoo, trying to show off this little number right here. And I was like, oh yeah, that's there now. And if only they could have known how the story would have wound up progressing. And now I look like this. Fantastic. Someone said my whole family wears glasses, and I remember being jealous as a child for not having bad eyesight. That's kind of funny, but normalize wearing glasses just because you can. Not prescription ones. Just be like, I like glasses frames. Just buy some, wear them. Like, you can do what you want to do in this world for sure. I've had to wear glasses ever since I was 12. And I think 5 out of 6 of the people in my family had to as well, because our vision is terrible. It's not good at all. Someone says I hate wearing glasses. I try itching my eye and I always forget there's glass blocking me. Oh, that's funny. I guess just because I'm on year like 15 of wearing them every single day. It's all just become normal to me. In fact, I'm actually the kind of person who forgets that I'm not wearing glasses. So sometimes I will go to push them up and then instead I'll just poke myself in the eye. Lovely. Or my favorite pastime is when I'm getting ready to go somewhere and I know I need a different pair of glasses. And so I will like go to put my glasses on and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, everything's so blurry and I'm getting a headache because I'm already wearing a different pair of glasses. Literally a non-zero amount of times that I have tried to, instead of just changing my glasses, I try to put on another pair while wearing a pair because they're so invisible to me, literally. Someone said 2020 vision, but I wear glasses with non-prescription lenses. Sometimes it switches up the fit. That's what I'm saying. Glasses are a completely valid fashion accessory. You have my opinion. You have my opinion. You have my permission to appropriate them as if you needed it. Sometimes I do that with my headphones. It feels weird when they're not there. I used to be a really big headphones wearer, and then my tinnitus just got worse and worse, and I don't think it was helping, but that's okay. You cannot have it all in this world. You truly can't. I thought my earring was like coming out for a second. I'm paranoid ever since I lost the one down the drain. I really, really am. Someone said bro has 6 eyes. Do I have 6 eyes? Oh, you mean when I put on my second pair of glasses? Yes, I do. I'm an eye collector though. I have like my normal human eyes, as most people do. I have I don't know if you can see him or it. Actually, I consider this one to be more of an it than a him or her. This birdie I think has like what, 3 extra eyes, which is really fun. I have this isn't technically an eye, but it kind of gives eye, so I feel like that's an eye. I have like right here, this one's always really trippy and fun whenever I wear like a button down. We've got like eyes out the wazoo. I think I have like extraneous eyes on every single limb at this point. I'm a big fan of just extra eyes and eyes in places where they shouldn't be. It just really switches up, you know, the vibe. It's fun. I love it. Someone said neopronoun birdie. It's are my birdie's pronouns. Please do not misgender it. Someone said I have my normal human eyes, as most people do. Most people do. Not everyone does, I'm sure, but you know. But yeah, I think if I had to count how many eyes I have, not counting my actual, it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know. I'm running out, chat. That's all I've got. Oh, hey, I forgot. There's a hidden eye right here. You see it inside the Sacred Heart? 12. I think I've got like 1 hidden inside a hand somewhere on my leg that you can't see. That's like 13. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. And those aren't counting the actual normal creatures that I have tattooed that have eyes. At some point, I'll probably gonna have like just 30 of them. Why not? If you're gonna go big, go home. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but it was very poignant. Very true. Yes. Someone said here for biblically accurate D'Angelo. Bro, like what else is there to do? I just be so bored. That's the truth. Someone asked me about the eyebrows, my eyebrows the other day, like, but why? Not even in a rude way. And I was just like, because they were there. I don't know. I have so much skin wrapped around this annoying frame of mine. I might as well do something with it, I suppose. Someone said be not afraid. Bro, I've been wanting a be not afraid tattoo somewhere, but I don't know where. I'm not going to do this, but I actually saw somebody who had it tattooed across their literal forehead, and I was like, okay, that's a level of dedication that is beyond me, but I do love the energy. But yeah, if I was to get like be not afraid somewhere, I don't know where I would put it, because I would want it to be in a strange spot. I'll have to think about it. I'm not really super big on text tattoos anyway, unless they're very short, but be not afraid is a pretty short it's a pretty short phrase, and yeah, I don't know, one day you'll just see me come back and it's like all up here in gothic font, and you're like, what happened to the neck? Someone said be not afraid tramp stamp. Okay, the literal concept of a be not afraid tramp stamp. Someone says, please don't get it on your neck. People be clowning anyone with neck tattoos. Bro, I don't care. Everybody makes the jokes. I mean, you are correct, but everybody makes the jokes about like, what do they say? Like, you've got the whatever throat. What are they going to say? I've got like, I don't know what they're going to say if I get it. But yeah, I don't know why people make fun of neck tattoos so much. Like, yeah, they can be cringe, but I do feel all tattoos are cringe, actually. And you should just be as cringe as you want to be. Someone said I'm stealing this tattoo idea. Yeah, be not afraid is fantastic. Choosing where to get a tattoo is so much pressure. I can't choose where to get one for my first one. I highly recommend where to get one for your first one. Well, it kind of depends on the size. But I would recommend getting it like maybe on near your ankle area, I think. Don't do what I did and stick a tattoo right here in prime real estate, because even though I was able to go back and like put things around it, this is actually one of the only things I've ever regretted. I don't regret any of my tattoos, but I regret the placement of my first one because I didn't know that I was going to get more. Actually, I specifically thought that I wasn't. And the forearm is actually just a pretty great panel for a larger piece. And sadly, I noped myself out of a larger piece. See, look, let me show you the difference between bad planning and good planning. So like I have, you know, assorted things down here. You can't hear me at all. I have assorted things down there. It wound up being like kind of a stack, right? But on my other arm where I actually left it open, I was able to get this much larger piece. So if you want later to do nice things, don't put little tattoos where big tattoos work. So yeah, I say like maybe aim for your ankle or lower leg, like very, very lower leg or something like that. I don't know. You're closer to your wrist, just not the middle of your forearm, bro. That was so stupid. Why did I do that? I feel like the tattoo artist should have been like, broski, you're not going to be able to put nothing else here. But that's okay. It's all right. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Sometimes I love Tattoo 101. Yeah, I don't even know why I've been talking about it so much. Oh, I guess just because more of them are visible now. Now that I've changed up my outfit, I will say this pisses me off really bad though. This big empty space in which I have nothing is like the only thing I see now whenever I see the side of my arm, and I'm just like, grr. I'm gonna fix this, but I don't know how. I'm gonna do something there. Maybe a knife. Just kidding. I have one of those already. Another knife. Something really fun. I don't know. People like doing like daggers and stuff, but I thought it would be fun to just have like a kitchen knife tattoo. Just a kitchen knife. And like an American traditional style. That would be fun. Someone says people be saying anime tattoos are cringe, but I don't care. I'm going to get one anyway. Literally just get it anyway. Like, who cares? You could care what people think, but like people think everything is cringe. Do you know why? Because they're miserable. I think genuinely like a lot of people just become they really reveal their misery when it comes to like other people getting mods and stuff. When I see things that I don't want to do, I usually just think to myself like, oh, I wouldn't do that. And it doesn't go beyond that. But yeah, people be on the internet trying to make it seem like, I don't know. People are so weird and annoying. Now, granted, there are anime tattoos that I would judge you for. Sorry. There's a lot of really unhinged and terrible anime containing themes and content that is actually genuinely disgusting. And if anybody tattooed that on their body, I 100% would consider it to be a red flag. And I would probably hope not to speak to them. But that's like a minority of anime. I do think like your average anime tattoo is probably fine. But no, if you're like rocking out here with some sort of obviously, like, I don't even need to talk about it because y'all know exactly what kind of energy I'm talking about. I don't like that, and yeah, I am gonna judge you, but that's not because you have a tattoo. That's like actual imagery, and I'm just like, what are you guys doing? That's weird to put there forever. It seems like you actually are trying to signal something to me. Yeah, I hate it. But no, like literally, I think most anime tattoos I see are really pretty. Y'all ever seen like a Sailor Moon tattoo? Those are great. I even like, I'm not gonna lie, cringe is dead. I like a good Dragon Ball tattoo. You ever just seen like Goku just powering up, going Super Saiyan with like the blue glow? I love a Dragon Ball tattoo. Yeah, they can be really fun. They actually can. And I also feel like people freak out when people get tattoos of things that are like new, but I don't see why that's a problem. If you're like, oh, I really like Jujutsu Kaisen, even though it just came out recently-ish in the grand scheme of things, go get your JJK tattoo. You don't have to exclusively, do things that are old, I fear. Sometimes I'm getting Shinron. See, Shinron's a great tattoo. You guys ever seen Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball? Shinron's my favorite character. I love him, actually. I think he's very cute. Someone says Sailor Moon tattoos are usually beautiful. Yeah, it's all about the subject matter, bro. Even though Dragon Ball is problematic as hell, but there are definitely versions of Dragon Ball tattoos that I'm not going to view as a red flag. Toriyama was a very interesting person is what I have to say about Akira Toriyama. Lord, good ideas and bad ideas galore for sure, but definitely made some lasting contributions to the culture. Someone said, guys, I didn't like Arcane. What? I missed the context for why this person's saying that they didn't like Arcane, but that's fine. You are not legally obligated to enjoy League of Legends Arcane. I will say I enjoyed the first season a lot, but I don't think I liked the second season as much as many people did, because I didn't really like it at all. Uh-oh. So it's okay. You'll be all right. Someone said, what about Avatar The Last Airbender tattoos? Are they too childish? No. Absolutely not. Avatar The Last Airbender tattoos are not too childish. Avatar is a beautiful show with an amazing art style, and if it means something to you, or you just think it looks cool, go get it. And anybody who judges you, again, miserable. It's not a red flag. Someone said 3 unskippable ads. Hey, those are the only ads you're going to get during the entire stream. So I got to do what I got to do, baby. Actually, I don't have to, but I prefer to. I really do. Someone said Avatar on top. Avatar. Yes, Avatar hype. I also like when people get the Avatar symbols tattooed. Once I was going in just for a different one, and somebody was getting like the 4 bending symbols tattooed down their spine, and I was like, that's actually pretty sick. It looked really neat. I think I prefer tattoos like that are kind of like not like a character per se, but more like symbols or whatever. I will say though, for myself, I do have like a no intellectual property rule, and it's only because I don't think there's anything wrong with getting a tattoo involving other people's intellectual property. If you're like, oh, I really like Bluey, I think it's so cute, I'm gonna get a little cute Bluey tattoo, that's fine. The reason I wouldn't is because just due to when I was born and many of my friends being millennials, I know so many people who have had to laser, cover, and or explain away their Harry Potter tattoos. A lot of people with like some sort of Deathly Hallows or some other reference to the Harry Potter series, and their tattoo like actively makes them feel bad about themselves now, which is never the point of getting ink. And by the way, I don't think you should feel bad about yourself because you got a tattoo of a symbol and then the person who kind of came up with that role turned out to be a raging transphobe. But yeah, bro, I got like trans friends and they're like, what do I do with my Harry Potter tattoo? And that is why low-key, even though there are some intellectual properties that I actually love enough to get a tattoo of, I just won't, just because like I don't know, bro. And I know I'm the kind of person who I would start hyperfixating on this and blaming myself, even though that doesn't make any sense. So I avoid the pain, even though I do think about it sometimes. I really, really do. Oh my gosh. So I have a Deathly Hallows tattoo. It's not your fault. Nobody got this on purpose before the truth came out. And I literally do not blame or shame anyone for that. I just think it would be nicer if we just lived in a world where people didn't suck. But alas, they do. Someone said it's just so sad, honestly. It's beyond sad to create something that means something to so many people and then just actually decide that you're not even going to see a lot of these people as human beings. Yeah, JK Rowling been pissed me off. Also, I'm not even going to share this online or I'm not going to share this on my stream since I'm here, but like I saw online that she literally posted like weird like upskirt shots of like a trans woman at a convention who she kept misgendering. It was like the woman in question was like sitting like with her legs crossed or whatever, and J.K. Rowling really went and found a picture where you could like see beneath her like stockings, trying to make some weird joke about like, oh, I forget the joke, that's not that important, but I'm like, you are literally the person complaining about trans people because you're pretending as if this is a safety issue for other women, but you're literally on the internet distributing pictures of women like against their consent when obviously that's not why that person was sitting there. That is so, she's just so weird for that. Someone said straight up awful. Yeah, if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. She was genuinely like, she's disgusting for everything that she's done, but I'm just like, this is not even real to you. What this is literally just not even real to her. But yeah, I cannot with J.K. Rowling and all this turf rhetoric and this, no. And then just like, it's annoying and terrible because the things that she is falsely attaching to or falsely blaming trans people for are actual issues, yes, but nah, dog, you can't just say in the name of quote unquote feminism that's why you're going to be posting pictures of like under women's stockings and stuff. You're so weird for that. So weird for that. Goodbye. All right, I am trying to log into my computer. Someone said that's some sort of unhealthy fixation, bro. It's just like, it's literally like, move on. Move on. That's how I feel about her. She's never going to do it, but I'm just like, can people like that actually move on? I don't know. I feel like somewhat caught in the crosshairs, right? I'm not like, I'm not a trans woman, for example. I am a non-binary man, and Ace and the exact kind of person that J.K. Rowling thinks is faking his entire personality for nefarious or heinous reasons or internet brownie points, when really I'm just living as myself. And every new development of her being transphobic or acephobic or this, I'm just like, how have you not moved on? I don't understand. Like, as somebody who is mentally ill, I'm not blaming transphobia on mental illness. I'm literally just like, it reminds me of me when I'm literally ill and like fixating on things and I can't let them go, and like I need help and I need a third party perspective to like come in and be like, D'Angelo, the way that you're thinking about this and framing this is not normal, and look how it's affecting the people around you. Like, are you well? Is literally how I feel about J.K. Rowling. I don't understand how hate gets to the point where it's manifesting as unwellness. So yeah, she literally scares me, and I hate that for all of us. I really, really do. Someone said on that note, I'm not certain what pronouns does D'Angelo use. I use he and him exclusively. I always tell people my true pronouns are just in/a. Not available, not applicable, just a bunch of question marks. If it was up to me, I wouldn't use pronouns at all, but in the spirit of apathy, I simply left them as what they were initially. Someone says she's acephobic. Oh no, she definitely is. I think she said that ace people are just like straight or whatever and lying because they want to feel special. And I was like, as somebody who was like not straight and was already special, because my mom told me when I was 2 that I was special, so clearly I didn't need the label. I just found that to be really funny because I don't think she knows what aspec means. I think she's very dumb in that specific, well, in a lot of areas, but that's specifically, I was like, JK, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about, broski? You're so weird, man. She's so weird. Someone says whenever I get a pronoun sticker, I write in classified. That's literally the energy. Like, if you ever find out, let me know what my pronouns are. You can use he, him in the interim. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're Gucci. And I'm going to get started. But I need some more water before I do that. So let me record an intro for YouTube first. And then we're going to go ahead and get... No, actually, let me just go get my water now. Everybody prepare your best intro. And I'm going to hit record. I'll be right back. Okay, yay! Water, my beloved. Yo, this new shirt is so airy. I forgot to turn on my overhead fan, and I didn't even mind. I didn't even mind. Hee hee hee. Someone said they ordered Jimmy John's and they canceled your order. Oh, that sucks, bro. Sorry. You'd have some water. Have water for lunch. No, eating is good. Hopefully you can replace that. All right, we're gonna start recording right now. Right now. I'm gonna say one. No, I'm gonna say go, and then everybody say hi. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, I hit record. Me already smiling because this topic is kind of funny, even though it's also infuriating. Amassing an audience of women through a series of thirst traps designed to promote your pastry shop and then immediately outing yourself as a misogynist red pill weirdo on one of the largest channels on YouTube and then instantly regretting it sounds like I'm this actually has to be one of the dumbest moves I've seen in an influencer poll, but yeah, he tried it. And today we're here to talk about Will Porter, TikTok chef extraordinaire, and his recent self-expose on the Jubilee channel. His opinions about, excuse me, oh my God, too much water. His opinions about women, appearances, sexual market value, and a bunch of other very odd, very red pill things that I think we should get into. All right, that was Gucci. That was fine. Let's go. Let's go. Enough highs. There's a lot of trans pride flags this time around, which I'm happy about. All right. But yeah, no more hellos. Let's sit down in our thinking chair and think. And I'm going to get started. So, today's video is about Will Porter, who is not Will Poulter. As I was preparing this, I kept getting this man's name wrong because it is just too close for my own good. To Will Poulter, the actor known for this "wait, you guys are getting paid" meme. But thankfully, I think that guy is fine. He's not the one we're talking about today. Instead, we mean Will Porter, the chef in charge of Sable. Oh God, I shouldn't even try to say this. Boulangerie. The guy in charge of Sable Boulangerie, which was my attempt at correctly pronouncing this pastry shop that he runs out of Gilbert, Arizona. I won't lie. The food does kind of look like it's popping. I love me some pastries, but I'm not here to hype him up, actually. Someone said he does not look real. Yeah. I'm noticing immediately comments on the appearance. You're going to see we have ourselves a looks maxer today, chat. As much as I have literally tried, struggled, and fought not to talk about the looks maxing community, this dude is absolutely 1,000,000% part of it. And if you're wondering why he looks like that, that is why. All right. Moving on from this. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. So, won't lie to you, don't know much about Gilbert, Arizona, except these people don't like him. It was really funny. Usually when I encounter a bunch of people mad at someone online, it's just internet randos like me who have no stake in the situation. But there's actually a bunch of people from Gilbert who are like, no, this guy is literally bad news. The vibes have always been off. Pulling this open right here. But that has not stopped him from popping off, obviously, on TikTok, where he has over 300,000 followers, has a bunch of big videos showing off his shop, and that's why it did really well upon opening. Let's see. Pulling this right here. I can't read this entire article because the Arizona Republic wants me to pay $150 to do that. So pardon me for being a headline hopper and just saying... Let's see. The Arizona bakery is going viral. I braved a 3-hour line to see why. People formed long lines on his first day and have been arriving earlier and earlier ever since. People literally showing up at 3:30 or 4:30 a.m. 7 weeks in when this article was written, the excitement hadn't died down at all. Pulling this right here. I love giving somebody else's local news. This is weirdly fun. Here we are on the Gilbert Supper. They're talking about, yo, what is up with the lines at Sable Boulangerie? Someone saying one person showed up at 6 a.m. and then they were at the front at 8:15. 6 a.m. is probably your best bet. However, the owner has been posting a lot of thirst traps recently that maybe everyone's getting there even earlier now. It's clearly I'm the one who's missing something. This whole like hot TikTok chef phenomenon that I have seen so many of my peers make videos about. It doesn't matter how many of these videos I watch, I never understand the appeal, but it's not for me to get. Clearly he connected with his target audience, and that's why everything was going the way it was for him. Pulling this right here. Probably gonna have to boost the volume on this one pretty big. Let's see. Gonna unmute volume master. Someone said for bread. I mean, hey, bread's pretty fire. Is bread me waiting in line at 6 a.m. to wait for 2 hours to get a few pieces fire? No, but that's just me. Let's see, 300. We'll try like 350, I guess.
For a taste. What time did you guys get here?
4:30.
Oh yeah, we waited an hour.
We got into line about 7 a.m.
We've been wanting to try it since they opened.
But for Porter, the
Never underestimate the power of marketing. As for like, what is this dude's story? Who is he? Why do people care? Type beat. I find it questionable. I find aspects of this questionable. I won't lie. Okay, so pulling this. So he goes from Arizona to Paris, actually. First week in France. This is all the way back in 2022. I'm going to cut this part out of the video and then go back and bring it up later. I just don't want to be like constantly fixating on this person's appearance too early on, because that gives a bad impression. But dear God, dude, this is crazy as hell. What has the looks maxing community done? Y'all are so worried about the impact of like women. Oh no, women are ruining men or whatever. No. What are men doing to them at their actual selves at this point? This is genuinely scary. But anyways, it's too early for me to make this point. I'm just going to cut it out. I just felt like I was going to die if I didn't say it. I really, really felt like I was going to die. I'm sorry. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, dude, this looks maxing stuff has to go. It has to go. And from Paris, or his time in Paris, which he maintains was very difficult for him. After he graduated, he didn't have it easy. He spoke minimal French and was relegated to a lot of humbling, hard work, cleaning kitchens and taking on prep tasks like measuring ingredients. Absolutely not trying to say that baking is not hard work. This sob story is kind of sending me. His dedication paid off. Within a year, he landed a job at a high-concept Paris bakery from the chef who inspired his journey abroad. He refined his French and his baking techniques, climbing the ranks to head baker. Long hours and the stress of managing a team of bakers responsible for producing hundreds of ornate bakes at a world-renowned patisserie took a toll, but it taught him persistence. That experience, it's really true what people say about pressure making diamonds, Porter says. Ready for a change, the pastry chef sought out a kitchen where he could slow down and flex more creativity, which is how he landed in Dubai. of all places. Jumeirah Burj Al Arab, the super luxe island resort in Dubai, crafting desserts for its restaurants. It was a big change, he says. I went from making 400 items a day to making 25 plates. Now, me as an American who lives in the United States of America, criticizing somebody else for being in the United Arab Emirates, we're having a hypocrisy off. I do recognize that. I'm just saying Dubai is a wild place for you to wind up on your pastry making journey. But anyways, also, I didn't ask to be here. I really didn't. And from Dubai, he made his way all the way back to Arizona in what was a beautiful, perfect circle, opening Subway Boulangerie, and the worst, and the rest was history. And God, in every single picture, the lines are just crazy. Someone says I didn't even read the title. I just clicked and I hoped I was in time. You pretty much are, honestly. So why exactly did I say like the actual residents of Gilbert kind of felt weird about this? People are asking like, yo, does this place live up to the hype? People are kind of questioning a little bit of the timeline of like, did this guy really get as much education as he says he did? I wasn't able to get to the bottom of that. Either way, it don't matter. He opened the shop. Let's see. And some of the things that I see commonly pointed out that people don't like are the arrogance. Someone said, I think the paid social / news media push with no means to meet production shows where the priority is. And I also found it extremely off-putting that he called his colleagues / other competing businesses stupid on the news for not doing things the way he does. Gross vibes from that one. Someone says he's not making any friends with any valley chefs by calling them idiots on the news, that's for sure. And this is true. So he thinks that because he went to France for a little bit, everybody else who is making the same pastries that he's doing is doing it wrong. And if he was just saying this politely, I guess that would be okay. I mean, this is sort of fine, ? American bakery culture is rustic. Porter says, you're talking big cinnamon rolls, muffins, brownies, scones, this English-inspired stuff that's provincial. There's not very much emphasis on the aesthetics. But no, he is also just genuinely out here on TV saying, like, if you make your croissants this way, you're an idiot. Let's see. Pulling this clip right here. Also, even though we are going to get to the misogyny of it all, which is just frustrating and painful, it is actually a little bit fun to talk about baking. Something I don't think I've ever talked about on the stream before. You know what? Before we get into the pretentiousness, as somebody right here said, which is a good word for it, I can bake. I can bake. Not pastries, that's a whole different art form, but I can make me some mean bread, bro. I can make white bread, wheat bread, I've baked cookies, muffins, and I'm not talking about with mixes. Even though using mixes is fair, but like flour, eggs, everything, the process, me immediately forgetting I haven't baked anything in a long time. But yeah, if it was like gun to your head, you have to bake bread right now or you're gonna die, I would not die that day. I would whip up some actually fairly decent homemade bread. And I'm also really good at making pizza crust. It's just so good, man. My homemade pizza, it's crazy. Anyway, sorry, this is making me want to bake, but I have to be careful because if I do it wrong, Will Porter is going to call me an idiot. Let's see, refreshing. Okay, unmuting. Probably having to
You do a brush on top, which is what most people do. You're an idiot, and you ruin the croissant. You want something that's really perfect, where someone can really enjoy the craftsmanship, because pastry is not just about food and culinary, it's a craftsman thing.
This kind of reminds me, oh my god, sorry, the sirens are happening in the background, and I hope everyone is well. This reminds me of like when I went to school for the first time and I took one class and I just thought I was so much smarter than my family. I was like, I know what things mean now. Anyways. But yeah, despite all the people that he was managing to attract, he was also really putting people off. Even in the very comments of this, people were saying, this sounds arrogant to me. I'm going to stick to JL patisserie. Not nice calling someone an idiot. Let's not call people that. Like, I think he has a bit of an image problem, but people were just ignoring it because they found him hot. Someone said, I'm an idiot because I do things in the traditional way. Great take, dork. People are capable of making world-class pastry with nothing but their bare hands. And then we have, of course, the iconic Gordon Ramsay meme. What are you? An idiot sandwich. Also, I saw somebody mention the accent and like... I can't comment too much about the accent. Yes, he did spend time in France. And yes, he does pronounce all French words in a very specific way, but he does talk pretty differently depending on what context he's in. Again, Gilbert Resident saying his fake French accent kills me. In the first video on his page, he has clearly not even a hint of an accent. Someone said this is so bad. I have seen people say he's not even pronouncing some of these words correctly. Again, if you are more knowledgeable on French at all, this is the part where you could shine. The thirst traps were throwing people off. Wait, I put the wrong link. Oh, here we go. Okay. The thirst traps were throwing people off as well. WTF is with the photos. That photo of him lowering one side of his shorts and commenting on his quote, vision of the future, just seems weird. And yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been largely trying to avoid the thirst traps. But here, I'll just show you an example. Why not? Let's all suffer together. Isn't this so hot? Doesn't this make you want pastries really bad? I just, I don't know. It's okay though. Again, this was actually working for him, so I'm happy. Question mark. I was gonna say something really mean. And I'm not going to. I'm not gonna say it. No, I think I am gonna say it. Hold on, I'm weighing the pros and cons, even though this isn't even that big of a comment. No, I'm gonna say it anyway. Let's just be terrible. As you can see, the only thing he really has to offer is just plain white bread. Nothing interesting. Nah, that was mean. I'm cutting that out of the video. That was terrible. That doesn't reflect well on me. And I shouldn't have said it, but it was just too easy. He just made it too easy. It's not my fault. I don't take responsibility for that comment at all. I'm gonna weigh it. I'm gonna go back and rewatch it. And if it just comes across as me being too bitter, I'm cutting it out. But if it's funny on the rewatch, I'm gonna leave it in there. That's just not nice, but I'm sorry. Those chops are hilarious. I post them too, I'm not gonna lie. But maybe not like that. I'm not literally trying to like flash you guys. And then people also kind of say the sob story throws them off as well. I didn't know who this guy was, so I looked him up. The first video I see is a description of his pastry background. He's explaining that he worked at a pastry shop in Paris, and then he gets a somber look on his face and says, working there was some of the most difficult years of my life because I'd have to stay up all night on Christmas Eve making pastry. Like, bro, calm down. You're not a surgeon on call saving lives. Methinks the self-importance is a little too inflated. So again, this was actually on a different subreddit. No matter where you go, Will Porter has people underneath all the people thirsting over the white bread saying like, something about this guy's vibes are off. There were also, and I have to give credit to these people kind of saying like, I think it's a little bit more than that. I think something about this person's energy is just actually completely off. And I even saw people bringing up like misogyny vibes. Now, granted, usually I would say that's not something you can diagnose from a picture, but I do think it is something you can diagnose from an entire vibe. Someone said, I'm not trying to be mean here, but there is something like off with this guy. Not necessarily that he's a con or anything like that, but I just get weird feelings. And oh, how right these people were. So before we get to the Jubilee video that really ruined everything for him, let's first talk about the warning sign. Because for 30 minutes, he actually kind of did expose some of these attitudes that wound up biting him in the butt later. Someone said, please tell me someone took a screenshot, this is a month ago, of the crash out he posted on his story on Monday that said something about you could be really decent looking and girls still won't reply to your messages. And somebody was like, wait, what? And Reddit being Reddit, somehow somebody produced the original a couple weeks later. This is so funny, bro. You know what's bothering me about the world? He posted on his story. You can have the most popular... My bad. You can have the most popular bakery in your state and still not find someone who wants to work with you. I've already been through 3, by the way, who quote aren't interested in the opportunity. It's like no one wants to work anymore. Joke. You can be passionate, successful, and decent looking, and women still don't even return your messages. People you have known for years and loved stop talking to you out of jealousy. The more successful I become, the more isolated I feel, the more transactional things feel. This journey has taught me so much about human nature. All I want to do is make beautiful food. I hate to say it, but honestly, if you are decent looking and you have a nice job and this, that, the other, and what did he say? Women don't even return your messages. I think you need to do some introspection. There may be something else about the image that you're putting forward that is working against your goals here. Posing this. Enter Jubilee. Someone said almost like people don't owe you anything. Yeah, and like I'm kind of haha laughing about this, but there is an entitlement running beneath this that I do think is actually fairly problematic. The entitlement of the entire red pill community, by the way, if you wonder why I keep referring to him as a red pill person, just wait. The entire entitlement is actually what really does my head in more than anything. Like, nobody owes you anything just because you look a certain way or have this or that the other. It's like guys genuinely think like, oh, if I just follow this checklist, obviously women should be lining up to date me. But yeah, a mere 6 days ago, in the video, 1 anti-manosphere versus 20 manosphere people, featuring Mark Manson. The manosphere, again, just being your Andrew Tates, your Fit and Fresh podcast. I forget their names. All of the worst men imaginable with the most toxic takes, clavicular, looks maxing, etc. 20 dudes who all believe that showed up on Jubilee's channel to debate this one person who doesn't believe that. And listen, I have talked about Jubilee before. They really, really, really piss me off because I feel like even though their videos are genuinely entertaining, and also I'm the problem because I watch them, they're still problematic because they absolutely in no way facilitate actual discussion, and the very format of it is just more so focused on getting like shocking moments that people react to in the comments. Nobody ever learns, gains, just moves anything in a Jubilee video, and that's why I ignore all the ones about politics, because it's really just like, why are we giving 20 weird misogynists a platform for any reason? Doing it under the pretense of discussion is such a cop-out to me. But I should stop watching their other videos if I actually want to make that point to them. It's just, they'll put out a video and it's like, spot the fake anime fan. And I'm like, oh my God, I love anime. Watches it. Make me stop. And, oh wait, hold on. YouTube kind of did him dirty because even just hovering over the video, look who that is. Chat. Do we need to run that back? Do we need to enhance? Hold on, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit for you. Does that look familiar? Yeah. Everybody was like, why the hell did TikTok chefs show up in this manosphere video arguing against an anti-manosphere blogger, influencer, whoever this guy is? I don't know. Okay, so let me pull some timestamps for you. Oh, yeah, how could I forget? We'll do 24 minutes in first. So make absolutely no mistake. This dude is bad news. He actually says a lot of things in this video, some of which are fine, some of which are not. But the part where I was like, oh no, is right here.
Real quick, I want to do
Oh, hold on. Sorry. That's really crispy audio. I don't want it to be that crispy.
a quick poll. Raise your
Okay, I'm going to go back.
Real quick, I want to do a quick poll. Raise your flag if you think Andrew Tate is a good influence. Raise it high so we can count.
Net positive.
Raise your flag if you think Andrew Tate, who I'm pretty sure just got arrested again, is a good influence. And we got Will over here. This is a very wimpy flag raise, by the way. These other dudes are like, hell yeah, misogyny. He kind of seems a little bit embarrassed about this. But yes, he has indeed raised his flag and seems to think that Andrew Tate has been a good influence. The question could not have been more specific. It wasn't like, do you think Andrew Tate has been influential? No, as one person after that said, net positive. So this is what we're dealing with here. Someone said they're literally raising red flags. Yeah, also the concept of a bunch of men actually just outing themselves as red flags with giant red flags is not lost on me. All right, so I'm going to skip ahead to conversation 1:11:22. Or I'm going to skip back. So the format of this essentially is that people get to sit in the middle and converse with the guy, Mark Manson. And then if the people around are not like rocking with the vibe or whatever, they can vote you out.
Okay. I think we agree on more things than it may seem. We might.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's your view on men right now, like in 2020?
So he booked it, and their first conversation, I'm not going to lie, I was like, maybe all hope is not actually lost. Let's see, going to 12:24, right about here.
I think it's happening at a much more fundamental level than culture.
Yeah, I hear that. And honestly, I agree with you that a lot of these manosphere characters, they use the anti-feminist and anti-woman thing as a kind of, it is a packaging and it does obviously go viral.
Yeah.
But I think what's interesting to me is that we have this conversation of, does the cart come before the horse? Is the manosphere causing men to be angry at women and that's causing more incel behavior, or was there?
Yes. Can I interrupt you and say yes? There doesn't need to be a or a second option, but go ahead.
Is the society becoming more difficult for men to navigate and creating more incels that are already frustrated, and then they see this content on YouTube saying, you know, you should be doing this and that, and this is really what women think.
Yeah.
And that
I literally only agreed with him for like 2 seconds when he's like, yes, I agree that bad actors are using anti-feminism to falsely target a bunch of men who feel isolated. But then you immediately follow this up like, but are they really that bad? Is it society's fault? Can we say both? And by society, people like this always basically mean women. It's so annoying. Someone say, yeah, me in the first half. He really, really did.
resonates. So what would you say? You're saying that it's
I would say it's both.
both.
Again, I agree also that the problem is both, but here's the problem. Before he even gets a chance to like double down on this or explain himself further, he winds up getting voted out by these losers. 14:31. I don't know why I always say the things out loud. I feel like I'm like an air traffic controller. The worst traffic imaginable.
So would
Okay,
you?
we got to pause there. You've been voted out.
Okay.
It's just getting good.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really have much of a chance to put his foot in his mouth there. And I have seen people trying to say like, oh, he wasn't being that bad. Well, he comes back. actually like over an hour after this, because that Jubilee video is like an hour and a half long, and he gets to have an entire 10-minute conversation with this dude, and this is where everything just goes further to hell. We're gonna do 1:15:11. Do. Okay.
Name. We were like, it was really getting good, and then you got voted off.
My name is Will.
And this is what I'm saying about the format of Jubilee not being conducive to actual decent conversation, because the moment something was happening, everything just comes crashing down. But anyways, 1:15:21. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
My surrounding claim is that women care more about looks than personality.
The face that he's making right there is very much me. Okay. Before I even let him explain that one, I just want to say this is the dumbest argument coming from men. I think, first of all, women is not a monolith. So, yeah, there absolutely are many people who care about looks more than personality. I really do find that so much of red pill nonsense being predicated on this idea that like women are actually the problem, because it doesn't matter how nice of a guy you are. If you don't look like, I don't know, basically The Rock, then no one is ever going to pay a lick of attention to you, while simultaneously men being the ones who develop entire rating systems for women and saying like, oh, she's a 7, oh, she's a 5, I want a high value woman, oh, I need a 10, I'm messaging 9s, and like, you gotta miss me with some of this. But anyways, let's see. Personality 115. Okay, let's let him explain this a little bit more. I think this section goes on through 1:18:36. Someone said women just want to feel safe. Someone said, I think bro is projecting. He cares more about looks. Clearly, he cares a lot about looks.
What makes you say that?
All these things that you've been talking about, that you need to be authentic with your partner, your girlfriend, or whatever, the date you're on. Like when you're on a first date, for example, and let's say you're on a first date with like a really pretty girl.
Right.
If she pays you a compliment, or she says, genuinely, if she says anything, you already know it's coming from a place of authenticity, because this...
I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit because I feel like it's a little bit crispy and I don't want it to be crispy. I'll try like 270.
girl probably has like 10 dates this week. And she has lots on her plate. She's thinking about a lot of things. So she doesn't really have the energy or to put on like a facade. And I think that most people can sense that. And from what you're saying, women can really sense that if a guy is saying, here's the flowers, here's the reservation, or whatever it is. And they...
So he does a really bad job of explaining his point here. But I'm actually doing my best to reconstruct it. It's basically like, because women are so flooded with options, and because women, a good-looking woman gets access to 10 dates, she's probably on her 10th date, as you heard him say verbatim. Like, it's easier for her to be carefree on a date or whatever. But when men who maybe are not good looking or whatever can't get access, essentially, which is what these people want, no wonder he's going to be tense on the date, because he's not like a woman who just has 10 guys in her inbox constantly messaging her. This, I think, hypergamy thing that they call it is another really, really big tenet of like red pill philosophy. And it's this idea essentially that like women just have it easier than men. For every good looking woman that exists, there are like 100 guys just ready to, I don't know, drop everything for her. And I feel like regardless of what that is or is not based in, this is not the real world. You were talking about dating apps. You were talking about Instagram message boxes, you were talking about things that don't have anything to do with the way human beings actually converse with each other at all. You people are not going outside. You are not actually talking to anybody. You're not learning anything about what it is that women actually want. You've just been told by a bunch of other dudes, like, oh yeah, the reason you can't get a date is because every woman has 10 options and doesn't want you. And you're just believing it uncritically. I just find all of this to be so incredibly stupid, honestly. Someone says, reading chat, someone says, doesn't he have a job 10 dates a week? Yeah, no, I don't know. Or maybe he's right, chat. If there's any women in my chat who are just like, no, I do go on 10 dates a week. And I don't even have to care. I'm so carefree on my first dates with these men. Also, the idea of someone, either party being carefree on a first date is hilarious. Because honestly, your first date with somebody is terrifying. And there's levels to this, but it don't matter who you are. You're trying to figure out whether this person is a psycho, or at least that's just me. I'm scared of all people, men, women, etc. So I just, this is so funny. Someone said he made up a scenario in his head and said, yep, that's a fact. That's what the entire red pill ideology is, bro.
They feel like it's a transactional thing, because for a lot of guys it is. Like,
Yes.
Most guys are not going on a date every single day. They're going on like one date a month with a girl they actually like.
Yeah.
They don't have options, and so that they when they're actually there, they're so stressed and they need things to go perfectly that they behave strangely. And I think that women can perceive that.
Yes.
So what you
Do you see how it's women's fault? Do you literally see how for the past 1 hour, I think, and 16 minutes, this dude has basically just been saying, hey, be normal, be authentic, be yourself, stop worrying about how other people perceive you. And it all comes back to, well, how can any guy do that when every single date is such a big deal because women have 10 dates lined up? But like, if it goes wrong for a guy, it's basically over. He only has one a month. Stop making excuses for why women find you repulsive and just level up a little bit. I don't know what to tell you, my guy. Oh my god. Someone said skill issue. I'm sorry, it's literally a skill issue.
you're describing is like, you need to be this authentic guy that if a girl blows you off, you say, hey, no worries.
Yeah.
That guy is a guy with a lot of options. And the guy with a lot of options is usually just a really handsome guy. I mean, that's what it is.
What would you say?
The delusion, man. And by the way, what's his name? Mark? Sorry, I'm struggling here. There's too many people on screen right now. Mark is about to break it down, but one of the things that constantly sends me, I think I just mentioned this the other day, about this idea that it's only the handsomest guys in the entire world that manage to date anybody. My earrings all out of whack. Do y'all go outside? I need you to actually answer me. I'm not asking rhetorically anymore. Have you ever been to a grocery store? Have you ever been to the mall? Have you ever been to a movie theater? Have you ever been to church? Have you ever been to a concert? Have you ever seen a place where a lot of couples are congregating? I just swear to God that the average dude who has a girlfriend just looks average as hell. I'm sorry. That's not even me being mean. There's nothing wrong with looking average. That's why it's called the average. This is the way most people look. Most men who exist and are not single are just normal, not incredibly handsome guys who are dating women. Wow. Surprise, surprise. It is like, I struggle to even think of people that I actually know that are like movie star level looks or like looks maxing fine. They're just nice dudes who get along really well with their girlfriends because they mesh. And all of these people, most of them were like friends first, or some of them meet online or whatever. But like, this is a fantasy. I think the point I'm trying to get at here is, even if this dude doesn't believe, I guess, that like actual misogyny and anti-feminist aspects of the red pill community are a good thing, you are still buying wholesale into this narrative, this constructed manosphere version of fake reality in which it's impossible for any man to get any sort of headway. And that's why essentially the phrase women care more about looks than they do personality is a red flag to me. Now, this is the part where you can let me know if I'm overreacting. It's not a red flag because I think that it's not true for some people. It's just more like, oh, if you're saying this, I bet you're the kind of person who thinks that Andrew Tate is a net positive, which he did. I bet you're the kind of person who thinks that, like, you know, women have it easier in this life than men, which he does. Like, I bet you're the kind of person who really thinks it's kind of women's fault for why nice guys don't get. You are all of these things. And the fact that people were able to diagnose this is hilarious to me. I'm going to cry. Someone says how you treat others matters way more than how you look. Even if it's not love at first sight, you can become close with someone by connecting with them and treating them respectfully. Literally, it's like that thing to get you in the door, which is just such a weird way of putting it, that he's thinking is like the way that you look. It's actually just not being a creep. That's what's gonna get you through the door. Also, I hate to say this. Actually, I hate to say this. It's never been a better time to just be a bare minimum normal guy, actually. Because for every one of these weirdos, there's a lot of them nowadays. Actually, this kind of seems to be the norm for men. You as a man who just kind of doesn't view all women as a singular individual, you're literally going to start standing out as if you had a six-pack or a six-figure job or, I don't know, Hollywood looks. You are literally going to be like, I can't explain to you how big of a deal it is to actually just have normal opinions on men and women as a man right now. That's the single biggest thing I think you should do. Focus on being a bare minimum normal human who treats humans like humans. You're not even going to have to worry about any of these other men at all. They're literally just going to remove themselves from the picture, or at least that's been my experience. I mean, I guess it's annoying too, because like for every little bit of advice I ever tried to give, there's always a reason for why somebody would say I'm not qualified to give it because of the way that I look or my job or whatever. And that's also going to happen here when Mark is trying to explain to him like, hey, you're being kind of stupid actually. And he's like, oh, well, you are hot and you're a media personality, so you don't basically know what you're talking about. And I just cry every time. Someone says truly just respect women and you'll be special. Yeah, like that shouldn't be the case. That should obviously be the bare minimum. Duh. It's not. A lot of these men are failing to meet the bare minimum. So maybe start there and then work on the personality stuff and you're going to be fine, my guy. I think mostly people just don't want to be in a relationship with someone who genuinely thinks that they are entitled to their time and body because that's very uncomfortable. Okay, skipping. Okay, we're going to 1:18:36, so we're still going.
About examples of
A really handsome guy. I mean, that's what it is.
what would you say about examples of ugly dudes with smoking hot girls?
It's such an
we've all
interesting
seen
question. I mean, so now you're getting into SMV, like sexual market value stuff. So I believe that, I mean, obviously everyone has seen someone with status, you know, there's famous actors with beautiful wives or someone who's really rich. You know, every girl wants to go on the yacht party and then, you know,
Please never say sexual market value ever again. Also, lovely to know that every girl wants to go on the yacht party.
you see the guy that owns the yacht, he's not so handsome. So I would say that between these three things, your looks, how wealthy you are, what your status is, whether you're well known, like within the balance of those three traits, you'll get to a certain point where you're acceptable to.
Would you
Yeah, so this SMV stuff that he's talking about is this idea that it's not just your looks, it's your actual sexual market value, which is a combination of your looks, your status, and your wealth. And that is the reason why average men can't get dates, because even if you have a quote unquote ugly dude who's in a relationship with like a woman who society deems to be more beautiful, it's not possibly because this woman could just not care about what society thinks is beautiful and just be attracted to this man. No, it must be because he is rich or successful in some sort of way. She always has to be gaining something. It's not like women actually have like emotions, feelings, personalities, or diverge from each other in any meaningful way. Like, it's actually kind of heinous how deeply misogynistic this stuff is. It's so annoying. I haven't encountered a lot of it because I try to stay far away from this manosphere stuff. It's literally brain rot. It makes me stupider. But you know what? Since I wasn't the first one to say ugly dudes, and since we're already talking about them, I'm just gonna say it. It just be some ugly dudes in just normal life who just have girlfriends. It be ugly dudes who are not millionaires and don't own yachts. And sometimes they actually have beautiful girlfriends. I feel like that's something I probably shouldn't say, but it's too late. The idea is already in the universe. I'm simply, I'm giving shape to it. I would argue, I think in general, like, the amount of value that society places on the way you present yourself is so much higher for women than it is for men, that a lot of times, even if the guy is fine, he's usually getting mogged by his girlfriend. Because I'm just saying, a lot of dudes are not even out here trying in any meaningful way because they've never been made to feel that they have to. And so I'm just like, dang, bro. And why are we trying? Why are we ignoring the reality of everything? It's like, you keep moving the goalpost. You say it has to be that the man looks a certain way. And then Mark is like, okay, what about these cases where it's not? And then it's like, oh, well, he must be rich or something else because women are gold diggers. And I'm over here like, what about cases where it's not? You just can't let go of the fact that it could possibly be your fault. And it pisses me off. But yeah, I'm not calling anyone ugly. I'm just observing. I'm just an observer.
Add personality and values to that list, to your sexual marketplace value, right? Because people generally want to date people who share values, who they have good chemistry with, that they enjoy talking to, right?
Yeah, no, I think that having shared values is important for a really long-term relationship. But I think that the reality, how old are you, by the way?
42.
42. Honestly, I wish that I was born when you were born, because like,
Okay, well, fine. It's not because I'm failing to meet the standard and the standard and the standard and the standard. It's actually just because I was born in the wrong generation. And that's why women don't talk to me.
like, I think when we're talking about long-term relationships nowadays, where the women that people in my age group are dating, they've been on dating apps, they've been on Instagram like their whole life.
Right.
So they've been inundated with interest from men, like truly inundated. Like every single day, hundreds of men are requesting to have a date with them. Or
Damn, there's literally levels to this. It's like the specificity, the specificity of the disdain for women in your age group is baffling to me. You're like, okay, fine, I can acknowledge that some women aren't like this, but I hate Gen Z women because they have the internet and the internet has made them feel special, or whatever it is that he thinks is the case here.
you're literally just like jump into bed with them right away. And I think that that's created this really warped sense of reality for a lot of women. And I think it's starting to, I think it's just starting to affect men really deeply.
I think
He's a misogynist. Okay. I can't, like, I feel like a lot of people are, the people are actually debating about this, by the way, and they're literally just saying like, oh, it's not misogynist to say that women value looks over personality, even though, as I've kind of pointed out, yes it is, because why are you saying that? Quite literally, he believes actually that women today live in a distorted view of reality because the internet has gassed them up too much, and that is the problem with men and why we are all suffering now. So yeah, actually genuinely bad news. Every girl wants to be a yacht girl. You just want to jump into bed with the hundreds of men that are in your DMs. Like, you are a weird slut shaming freak, actually, and that is probably, no, that is absolutely definitely why nobody wants to date you. I'm glad that they're not. Remain single until you sort the skill issue out, brother. God. Someone said he hasn't interacted with a real woman except for his mother. I'm just like, who are you talking about when you talk about these things? You are referencing a group that doesn't even actually exist, bro. Reading chat. Someone said, can he name more women than Pokemon? Okay, hold on. I don't know if I would be able to name more women than Pokemon, but that's only because I can name a lot of Pokemon. Someone's saying, at least he's not saying females. I think the thing too is like, he's throwing a lot of people off here because he's not coming in as strong. He's not coming in as hot as a lot of these dudes who are literally just like, females are the problem. But it's like, you gotta watch out for this level of misogyny too, by the way. This is no less insidious. I'm not blaming you, by the way, commenter who pointed that out, because I know you're probably just joking. But I'm saying the people online who are trying to defend this, this is no less insidious than any of the Andrew Tate stuff. As you see, it takes a bunch of Will Porters to make the Andrew Tate thing work, right? A bunch of people who will silently and cowardly raise their flag. I don't think cowardly is an adverb in that way. But anyways, who will raise their flag, but not really wanting to be associated with the grodier parts of things while still repeating the exact same rhetoric. Like, I hate stuff like this, bro. Anyways, I guess the last part I will pull from this video is 122:16. Okay, wait. I do not know how to do math. Okay, great. And yeah, if you're wondering, like, well, did anything Mark said to this guy about, like, hey, you have this really kind of jaded view, but there are people in deep and loving relationships, even when couples decide to, like, let their looks go, and women do care about personality. No.
Our perception of what is attractive is driven by our emotions.
You know, but if I can interrupt you, like, frankly, I mean, you're like a media personality. Like, you're kind of looks maxed right now for your age group. Like,
thank you.
Frankly, I mean, you don't seem like you haven't. I mean, you're like in good shape.
Thanks, man.
So then you would say that once you're
just ignoring everything. Any man who ever tries to tell you, I am in a relationship, actually, and what you're saying isn't lining up with reality, is just too hot to know how the world actually works for normal dudes. Also, the fact that you have, like, paid so much money to align yourself with conventional beauty standards and it still didn't work for you should let you know, actually, that women being primarily looks whatever isn't a thing. Otherwise, why are you still single? That's a lot of procedures to actually disprove your entire worldview. I don't even feel bad pointing this out. Like, he is okay posting these old photos of himself. Trying to pull number 2 right here. And also these newer photos of himself, which is just like, this is actually baffling to the point where I'm like, looks maxing has done irreparable harm to just men in general. I don't know if we're ever going to actually recover from this one. So what's your excuse? You're rich now, you bought a new face, and no one still wants to talk to you. I'm dead. I'm really dead. Anyways, blah 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 blah. Oh, we have at the end of that video one. 25, 35. One sec. We have this like really weaselly cop out at the end.
As a man, you got to be tough. You got to be strong. You got to go to the gym and talk to that girl anyway and go make money anyway.
I don't know who this is, by the way. I ignored literally all 19 of the other people in this video because I could not bring myself to sit through 20 dudes lecturing me about... Actually, they weren't even all dudes. There was women in this video. I'm going to go back to the beginning. They got voted out really quickly, which is ironic. But there was literally there were women in here, up in here, talking about they agree. Hold on, where are the other ones? I thought there was one other one maybe. Oh yeah, there was women up in here talking about they agree with all of these crusty dudes and that the manosphere is right actually. And then all of the men voted them out. Sorry, that's not really funny, but it's not unfunny to me. Anyways, skipping ahead to 125, 35. Sorry, chat. I've had to move so many timestamps in this video. Okay.
You got to be strong. You got to go to the gym and talk to that girl anyway and go make money anyway.
I honestly think that this was such a cringe fest, frankly. I'm silently freaking out. I really don't want to be associated with most of the things that were said. It's so hard because a lot of these guys, I want to be I want to support them, but they're just so radioactive.
The instant regret of like, what have I done? You aligned yourself with the bad guys and you can't unalign yourself, honestly. That's just genuinely not how that works. So yeah, that was the Jubilee video. Fantastic work, Will Porter. I just, one thing that a lot of people were pointing out that also just kind of really does my head in is like how much of an unforced error this was. Nobody told him to sign up as a manosphere proponent, as a red pillar, and sit down and argue that women's view of reality has been distorted by the internet and that's why men are suffering. He just did that because he could. And I don't know if he thought that was going to work out for him, but let's see. Anyways, you can imagine how this was going down on TikTok. Like, is this literally that dude right there? People in the comments just really not rocking with this. It's funny. Hold on. Let me see if I can like move this over so it's a little easier for you guys to see. Yes. It's funny that he said all women care about his looks when it's clear he put a lot into his glow up. So clearly he cares at all. Someone said, we're canceling him, right? His whole business model is hot guy making pastries. Is he not proving his point? Someone said, where are the men dating girls that they don't find attractive? That's kind of the first thing I was saying of like, this is such a hypocritical thing for a bunch of guys to say. I'm not going to lie to you. Of course, we do have, he's right, you know, says the rage baiter with the TikTok profile photo, which I believe is this like AI generated white George Floyd? Or am I misreading this? I need somebody to clue me in. Is that what I'm looking at right there? I'm not falling for the rage bait, chat. That's infuriating. Anyways, y'all are genuinely rancid on the internet, bro. Y'all just do the worst things at all times and it really pisses me off. People pointing out he raised his flag supporting Andrew Tate. No accent on Jubilee and Manosphere is so strange. He was projecting. Oh, another man telling us you can't have an opinion nowadays. God, this is so stupid, bro. He's not wrong though, says this person. Absolutely not, dude. Absolutely not. But yeah, I hate all of that for all of us. He gave a statement, by the way, to the local news, the Phoenix New Times, and it says, on Tuesday morning, the chef provided a statement. I understand why my participation in a video framed around the quote-unquote manosphere and Andrew Tate raised serious concerns. I want to be clear. I do not support Andrew Tate, misogyny, or any ideology that demeans women. So, yay. Yay. Also, like, I'm cutting this next part out of the video because it's too speculative. I'm doing armchair psychology right now, and I don't think that has a place in this video, but I will say it on the stream. He must be so mad that back when he was an average looking guy who looked fine, by the way, he really looked okay. He thought he figured it out and was like, women are stupid. I'm just going to turn myself hot and sell pastries, and finally people will get up in my DMs. But then it still didn't work because his vibes probably became even more rancid than they were before. And that's why he's on his Instagram story crashing out about how you could be a successful chef and a decent looking guy and women still won't return your messages. You actually genuinely framed the entire last few years around your life over this plan that still failed when all you had to do was go out and speak to one woman. Just one. Preferably more, but any normal human being not over the internet would have disproved all of this for you. So I think probably that's why he's really, really mad, because I would be mad too. I would be mad as well, but alas, and maybe I will put that in the video. I don't know. I feel so mean about this guy, honestly, because I'm just so tired. I am just so tired of Gen Z men. It's like, just shut the fuck up and make an effort. I'm actually genuinely tired of this women. Shut the fuck up. Sit down. Dumbass. You're not even making you're ugly on the inside. You're worried about what women are perceiving on the outside. You're making me look bad. I want to be transgenerational at this point. Screw transgender. I'm over it. I'm not non-binary anymore. I'm changing my generation. I hate y'all really, really bad. You're pathetic, you're whiny, wimpy. You want to blame everybody but yourselves. Like, you have literally turned masculinity into something that I shudder to be associated with. I hate this for me. A lot. But yeah, dudes like this genuinely just log off, find a hobby, and get your mind right. It's just sad. Just sad. Sad. The end. I don't have anything else to say about this guy, actually. It just pisses me off. People like this, I'm actually genuinely angry. I can't explain. Like, I don't want to hear whining. I don't want to hear whining for anybody. I don't want to hear whining from you. I don't want to hear whining from myself. And I don't want to hear whining from an entire generation of men who actually do understand what the problem is. That it is hard to introspect. It's hard to put in effort. But you know what's easy? Just blaming an entire third party for your problems. So we're just going to do that again and again and again. We're going to give it a name. We're going to legitimize it. We're going to call it red pill. We're going to call it manosphere. We're going to actually turn it into a hate machine that is making things more unsafe for younger men. That is obviously making things unsafe for women everywhere. Like, we're going to get all of you to hate yourselves and kill yourselves and ruin your own faces. We want you dead in the name of a hate that doesn't even need to exist. Yeah, how do we fix this? Not by me like going off on a live stream about it, but yeah, just fuck off, actually, all the way off with a rusty chainsaw. And that's all I really have to say about that. I'm gonna record an outro. Let me do that really fast. Everybody say goodbye. Say goodbye to YouTube. And like, I literally can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this. I hate these people. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. Actually, I have a lot more to say about this, but it's not things that do well in a YouTube video. So I'm just going to move on from this whole Will Porter drama, and I'm going to come back to you later with another one. Oh my God. I'm actually still mad. I made myself angry. Anyway, hopefully you never have to think about this ever again. I know I will certainly try not to. And yeah, I actually recorded this video live right here on YouTube, where I stream quite frequently Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Unless, of course, I don't, in which case I'm probably just sleeping. But yeah, hopefully I catch you in the next stream or the next video. And if not, that doesn't matter at all. Okay, bye. Okay. It felt so good to say, actually, though. Like, it felt nice to just say it. Like, I'm not, like, yeah, I'm a quote unquote internet personality or whatever, or like, this is my job, but I'm a person, and you're like asking me to read like the 10th example of the whiniest men you know, making the same excuses that we've literally been making for the past, what, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Like, why would I have any other reaction to this other than, can you guys actually genuinely just piss off? Like, it's actually jokes at this point, or it would be if it wasn't so dangerous. I hate that, like, I have younger brothers growing up in this world and it's these people's fault. I hate that I grew up in this world and I'm still constantly having to unpack the actual literal rot that is deep within my neural pathways. Why did y'all make it so hard to be normal for everybody? I don't understand. But I feel less mad now that I said it. Now that I said it live. Now that I said it publicly. I'm just like, yeah. Yeah, just pissing me off, bro. And for what? Literally for what? What was the reason? So I worry about my cousins. Yeah, I'm just straight up worried. I just sit around and I fear. I feel fear, and that's not a good thing. It's not a nice thing, and it makes sense that it would manifest as like rage, obviously. It would be weirder to not be upset, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Man. Someone says it actually makes me happy as a woman to see that this makes other people angry too, because you grow numb to it at some point. That's kind of what was happening. I saw that happening a lot, where people kept saying like, oh, this guy is not that bad. Actually, here, I'm going to show you a TikTok that I didn't put in my video. It kind of got to me though. I felt the same way as this person did in their TikTok. Here, you're getting some behind the scenes stuff, because I look at a lot of sources as I prepare my stuff, and I try to get like a bunch of people's opinions just to make sure like I'm considering all of the angles and stuff like that. And okay, here we go. I found it. Copy link. I'm just gonna paste this in my outline so I can show it to all of you. Or I would if my OneDrive was working. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My OneDrive is not working, chat. Hold on. I'm gonna find this. I'm determined now. Okay. There we go. Saved that just now. So yeah, it was this one right here. Where this person's mostly talking. This is a really tiny TikTok that I saw. This person, I think, is mostly talking about women, but I'm more so saying this in a general society thing. Like, we're becoming desensitized to this stuff, and it's actually insane.
Another concern I have about the French bakery man and his infamous now Jubilee video of him appearing. If you haven't watched my original video on it, go watch it. It really sparked something in my brain that I've clocked that is now an overall concern. But something that has kept me up at night a little bit is that what I've seen is that there has been women who are left, right, in the middle, saying that what he said was not that bad. We have come desensitized to these bad enough. What is bad enough then? Where is the line? Really, I just feel like our society has become complacent and numb to what is bad enough. Happening from the top down. You can see who our president is and his record for the things he says about women. The essays that have come out about him. One woman I was chatting.
She's right. And again, I'm not saying this is a women thing. I'm saying it's a society thing of like, I can't believe that somebody's saying all of the things that he said in this video almost doesn't sound that bad in the grand scheme of things, because as she says, we have this person as our president, and at least he's not literally Andrew Tate. And I'm just like, and so I think it made me, I don't know, it just kind of made me angrier as I was preparing this. And I was just like, wow, because I myself too was thinking of like, whoa, I don't know, it is all that bad. The window just keeps like sliding further and further into insanity, where things that would have been like the literal end of your career a while ago, I'm having to contend with people being like, oh, well, you should watch the full video, like he kind of had a point. What do you mean he had a point? He said that he was part of the manosphere. He's in a video called 20 Manosphere versus one anti-manosphere arguing about women having a distorted view of reality because of the internet. How could this possibly be considered not that bad just because he happens to not be one of the rapists that we are unfortunately being inundated with news stories about? So yeah, this person goes on and talks about a little bit more about like having conversation with other people and them trying to say it's not that big of a deal. But I just felt like that was an interesting point about this, of just like, I know a time when no one, well, people would always be arguing about this, obviously. And I cut out a lot of the parts in my video of even people who weren't red pillars trying to say that what this guy said wasn't that bad. Like what this person's saying in their TikTok is real. I did see that a lot. And I'm just like, can we not let go of the rage? Actually, I guess even if sometimes it comes out in ways that I'm not like super proud of expressing, because I'm sure I could have said that a lot more eloquently instead of just like, I'm mad, I hate you. But like, I would rather just get really, really angry and look stupid than not feel something in response to this stuff, man. And then I guess too, like, sorry, I'm literally ranting, but we're already here. Obviously, in my mind, the primary issue with misogyny is that it's a violent rhetoric against women. It's violent actions against women. So the main reason I would like to stop this is because I'm not for violence against anybody. And also, another reason that I really would just like all this red pill manosphere stuff to stop is because it makes my life so hard too. It makes my life so hard too. I'm not comparing myself to women. I'm not saying I have it easier. It's not even about that. It's literally just like all of this is actively conspiring to also make my life hell. It's not a hell where someone's gonna kill me because of my gender, but also it is a real thing that is constantly depressing me all the time. It's so bad as a man, feeling like you can't even talk to other guys. I literally am starting to actually feel alienated from like the average dude, because I don't know what's going on in this person's head. I just like flip a coin and I feel like it's more likely he's going to start saying some weird podcast stuff, and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to talk to these people. Like, it's making me feel crazy for having normal opinions and normal takes. It's, I guess, not making me feel bad about myself because I'm not into like this looks maxing stuff or whatever, but like when you are constantly hearing this rhetoric, yes, it still does absolutely go to your head. I am quite happy with how I look, thank you very much, but clearly men are holding up this stupid white unattainable standard of what a perfect 10 of 10 is. And like, I could never be that in the first place for my black self. And also like, me as somebody who doesn't want to look like that, it's annoying. It's just constantly cringe of hearing like, this is the one way to look right, and me not looking like that is annoying as just well too. So it's like, I'm tired of thinking about myself in relation to looks maxing. I'm tired of trying to figure out whether I can even be friends with like random guys because I don't know if they're on some red pill ideology garbage. I'm literally just tired of all of this. And obviously this is a part where you as a woman can come in and easily say, great, imagine how we feel. And that's fair. And I don't understand, but to the best of my ability, I feel like I could try to understand and empathize. I know I have the lesser version of this issue, but God, it's an issue, man. It's just an issue. Men are isolating me. I'm being isolated from other human beings because of how hateful everybody's getting. I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand this. It's so bad. Some of the girls get it. I hope. I feel like y'all do. I feel like you don't feel like I'm just doing what this guy was doing and being like, oh, I have it hard too. Screw you, women. No, it's more just like, can we move on, man? I'm tired of this like quote unquote gender war. It's not a gender war. There is no gender war. It's just one group of people stubbornly deciding to be a certain way, and it's not working, and we're just going to go down kicking and screaming, trying to force it to happen, and it's not happening because now women are just like, what? We literally have bank accounts, educations, and jobs, and why would we need to put up with this? And instead of being like, oh, you're right, let's be better people who are more attractive as humans, not visually, it's just like becoming more hateful and violent in response to that. Yeah, I'm tired, man. I'm a Gen Z man, and I'm just tired. I want to take a nap, man. I want to go to sleep, bro. I'm over it. I think too, like, this is also not me complaining about the fact that like women are calling this behavior out. It's just like, I really need you to work with me on this because this is very a nuanced thing, and it might sound like one thing, but I'm actually trying to say the opposite. As a man, just seeing all of this backlash against men, even though it is absolutely deserved and it needs to happen, it doesn't make it not draining. You know what I mean? I think like for every man that's being called out, and for as much as the social group that is men under patriarchy continues to be criticized and critiqued on every level, that should be happening twice as much. My little discomfort that I have to sit with is completely inconsequential, but also I just like, I'm tired of men being thought of this way because of their own actions. And it's not that I want people to stop calling it out. I just want us to stop being like this so it doesn't have to be a problem. I hate being socially associated with all of the problems. Like, bro, people just hate us. They hate us. Like, I don't know how the average dude is not reading the room. Women hate us right now. It's actually crazy. And it's not us that they hate. They hate patriarchy. And if you are like playing into this, yeah, you're going to be in the line of fire. But like, you have the choice to not be what society keeps telling you very loudly. Hey, stop killing people, stop taking away people's rights, stop overriding or trying to overwrite people's bodily autonomy. We hate this. This is harming us, and we're not going to let this happen anymore. And men are just crossing their arms and be like, no, this is how men work. And I just like the level of rage and pushback that people are having to come against men with just to stand up for their very lives. It's just also like, that's so tiring for everybody. We could literally just end all of this, and by we I mean men, could literally just end all of this by not, but just take a hint, take a cue, look around. oh, you try to outlaw this thing and everybody says that they hate this and they hate the idea that somebody would feel entitled to do this. Well, stop doing it. Don't say, no, this is how men work. And then I'm over here as a man being like, oh, guys, I promise it's not me. And I'm not even like a not all men type of dude. I'm just like, it's enough of y'all clearly that it's a problem. So stop. I'm just, so it's draining. It's just draining. But yeah, I will never, ever let y'all make me believe in a gender war. That's not what it is. One group of people saying stop trying to take our rights away isn't war. Actually, I need to say this a little bit more clearly for my own benefit. One group of people saying stop killing us isn't war. You know what I mean? Sorry that I'm going to make this really annoying by like making it very political, but I keep feeling this way. Like black people saying stop killing us is not a race war. Palestinians saying stop killing us, that's not a war versus Israel, right? Women saying stop killing us isn't a gender war. This isn't a war. This is all a lie. And I guess just like I'm feeling a more general fatigue of everybody trying to convince me that I need to be at odds all the time. I'm being besieged at all sides by people who are at war against me. No, you could just stop killing people. Really? So yeah, I guess just I will literally never get it. I'm sorry, by the way, if this conversation sounded like performative or whatever. I just think genuinely the actions of men as a whole have just left me in a very weird spot where I don't know how to feel about these things. And I don't know how to talk about them in a way that is 100% good and clippable and like, boom, mic drop. I think it's coming out very clunky. It's coming out very angry, very sad, very unproductive and slightly nihilistic, but that's just how I feel right now. I'll feel smarter later. I think I have to feel angry first. This is just genuinely how I feel. That's it. Whatever. Someone said, it sounds real, but I'm sad now. It's like, and I'm sorry, because like, it's a bummer, I guess, but it is also real. You know what I mean? I guess that's the thing with me is like, hey, sometimes I'm going to come on the stream and talk about like wedding dress drama. And other times I'm just literally thinking about like, why does everybody want me to be at war? I don't want to be at war against anybody. And I'm not. I refuse to believe in your gender war or your race war. These are not wars. Just let people be, man. I don't know. It is what it is. Essentially, you're talking it out, and that's okay. Yeah, just better that than not caring or just being like not taking it seriously, or it's not that big of a deal. Stupid. Someone says it's called balance. Yeah, and I prefer the balance. I really, really do. Someone said I feel that way about belonging to Gen X. Yeah, every generation definitely has its shall we say quirks. And as a Gen Z, I'm very attuned to mine and the ones that are affecting me. Definitely millennials have some things that were like, wow, that really was beating y'all up, and Gen X and everybody does, but like it's not even like us actually being different as generations. It's just changing times manifesting the exact same problems in different ways. That's the thing that really bothers me. It's like, oh, well, we obviously can't outright be this way anymore, so we're going to attach a bunch of new names and new ways. Or it's like, oh, look, this new technology has allowed us to perpetuate harm in this new way. And then that's the big problem with your generation. I'm sorry, boomer take incoming, but it's like, oh, we finally kind of figured out this nicotine thing, but you know what's really cool? Juul. E6. And I'm like, and I'm not saying like it's bad to vape or whatever. I'm literally, even though I think I technically have to say that because I'm streaming right now and I can't be promoting that stuff. I'm just literally saying like, why is it that for every single problem, when we kind of learn and grow from them, there's like a new special amazing problem waiting to fester and grow at such a rapid rate that people don't even know how to tamp that one down. But yeah, I just, for every cigarette in this world, the next generation will have a jewel. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. And you can replace cigarette with anything. I don't know. I'm gonna scream forever. So someone said capitalism. Yeah, I guess it's not beneficial to us to constantly have these problems or whatever, but it clearly is beneficial for some. And oh man, it's wild. It's wild. So I'm so glad I've been hitting my THC vape plus. I'm trying to stop completely. Yeah, I literally have no smoke, no pun intended, for people who smoke or vape. Actually, Loki, I think people make too big of a deal about it because at this point, everybody knows the risks. I think like as long as you're an adult, brother, I don't care. I'm over here doing things that are dangerous and bad for my own health on purpose all the time. And people don't judge me for it because society hasn't deemed it to be a sin or whatever. But yeah, no, I more so use it as an example of like technology can really take something that is a problem, obviously, and transform it into a new problem that people don't know how to keep up with anymore. And someone said it's not a moral failing. Yeah, smoking is literally whatever. Drinking isn't good for you. Smoking is not good for you. A lot of foods are not good for you, and I eat those all the time. Being sedentary is not good for you, and so yeah, no, like, bro, who cares? I'm sorry, but like maybe that's a really, really bad take. Maybe that's a bad take. I just think low key, bad take incoming. Bad take incoming. Bad take alert. You can't like make us all live in this world and then be like, oh, and also you don't get to have any vices. So like, yeah, everything is broken. Healthcare, not a thing, depending on where you live. Quote unquote gender war is a thing now, and we're all living in it, even though that's not real. Everyone's going to be really racist and also like queerphobic towards you. And don't smoke, even though it makes you feel a little better. No, baby. I'm sorry, that's not how that works. So that's a very, 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 very terrible take, but that's how I feel about my vices, which happen to not be smoking, but they don't hurt anybody else other than me, so I don't care. I'm gonna do them till I die. Kill me. Oh my gosh. Someone says still a valid reason to not be with a partner who smokes. Well, I can't be with a partner who smokes because I have asthma problems. So it's not because I'm like judging. I'm just like, cigarette smoke for me, honestly, like it kind of makes me nauseous a little bit. But I have friends who smoke and they're accommodating of that, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's a whole separate issue. Like, smoking will actually kill me. And that's not what I'm looking for. I'm really not. Someone said I quit vaping this month and it's really hard to be sober in this time in this world. You gotta just find something else, essentially. Because I mean, like, I don't know how to, I'm not a medical professional, but like, I think what's helped me let go of some of my quote unquote vices was finding other things that kind of give me similar benefits but are not as harmful. And that's going to be really wildly different for every person. The idea of just letting go of a vice in its entirety and being like, oh, okay, there's a big like dopamine hole now, and I'm just going to be okay with that, has never worked. I always need new dirt to shovel into the big dopamine void. I need new endorphins. I need more serotonin from somewhere. And I just have been trying to find increasingly less harmful ways of doing that. Harm reduction. But the void will always be there. Oh, there's always going to be a void. Trust me. There will be something. Oh my God. Someone said I got a gym membership. Yo, the gym is fire though. It really is. Someone said just try to replace a habit with a habit that isn't quite as bad. Easier said than done. That's really all you can do. I just like let go of all of your bad habits. I don't know how that works, and I'm not even sure if that's how people work. But maybe have less harmful habits. You can definitely work towards that. I really, really do. Someone said walking a lot fixes a lot. For me, running helps a lot. I know that's gonna sound crazy or whatever. I just sound like one of those people. No, y'all don't understand. Running's really helpful. It's really helpful. for me. It's great. Because you can just do it for an hour and nobody's bothering you. That's the thing that I realized, like, what did I actually want from the things that I was doing that weren't good for me? I wanted to be like left alone a little bit. And that helps. Running helps with that. I wanted to feel hurt. Just to feel something. Running helps with that a lot. It doesn't hurt if you're doing it properly, but it's not fun. So I get to suffer still, and I get to be alone, and I feel better at the end because I actually exercised a little bit. So yay. Yay. Sometimes I literally feel high after a run. Bro, like, I don't get runner's high as I'm running, but after I run, I feel so much better. Oh my God, I feel so much better. It's actually crazy, bro. It's crazy as hell. Someone said cooking is such a nice replacement. That sounds like a wonderful replacement, low key. Just be really granular about the way you're cooking. Be granular about your running. Find something to ruin your life with. It's so fun. Someone says, I don't drink because it messes with your brain, but pretending everyone's perfect. Gotta exercise, read 200 books, watch all the movies, be the cutest, smartest, perfect, like there's a prize. Yeah, no, I just, I had to let go of all of that too. I think also what didn't help me is coming from the South. We get real judgy and preachy about everything. Now listen. If you were a Southerner, an American US Southerner, you can't even disagree with me on this. We're so judgmental. And like everybody, I believe, actually, I genuinely believe that everyone is judgmental. I just don't think they will all tell you. But like we have a really special way of assigning moral value to everything as Southerners in the United States, to where like things that don't matter at all are seen as like, God hates you now. Like, oh, they're living together but they're not married. I'm literally talking about like straight couples. I'm not even like, we're not even talking about homophobia. Like, you just get judged over literally everything by like older Southern people. And of course I was raised in that environment, surrounded by that, so I have strong moral opinions on everything. Or I did. And I'm always having to let that go of like, D'Angelo, it doesn't mean anything about these people that they insert meaningless thing. I'm always having to undo it. Someone said, God bless her. Literally, God bless her, bless her heart, bless her soul. So many ways of being judgmental and saying God has forsaken thee because you made a choice that I disagree with morally. I love being a Southerner. It's really fun. It's really fun. Someone says Southerner here. I can confirm. We're just like that, bro. And I think the thing is too, like, I do have a lot of pride about where I come from, but I feel like you don't have to have pride over the bad parts. I can only speak for where I'm from. Sometimes I think people get a little too happy about like, yeah, I'm from the South and insert all of these bad habits. And I'm like, bro, you're just bragging about being a bad person. You're just bragging about being a bad person. I'm only saying this about Southerners. This is the only culture that is actually my culture that I can critique on this really deep level. I'm like, y'all better stop bragging about being sanctimonious. Stop it. No one likes this about us. So I try to brag about the parts of the South that I enjoy, which is that I'm slow. Not in a mental way. I don't know. I just move slow. I have a slow spirit, and I like that about myself. I think it allows me to be a little bit more nuanced sometimes. And I don't know. I try to have like hospitality and stuff like that. Like we have a lot of really beautiful qualities, and I just try to embody those and not be that guy from Texas who's like, y'all are going to hell, and here's why. Oh my God. Someone says Southerner can't confirm. Yeah. Someone said there's a Southern area that judges people, not always South, in pretty much every country. It's so interesting. I think there's equivalents everywhere for sure. But no, I love my Southerners though. Like, I think we are. I'm trying to say that we're good people. We are. Okay, we really are. I think the thing that like plagues, I notice a lot of like US Southern mentality, is resistance to change. And sadly, resistance to change manifests in a lot of different ways. It can be harmless, like, oh, hey, they replaced the Kmart with a Walmart, and I'm mad because I don't like my routine being switched up. That's okay. That's a form of being resistant to change. That's acceptable. But when you're resistant to change and you're like, oh God, people are using they, them pronouns, and that's not how grammar works. And it's literally like going against your Southern spirit that anybody ever tries to change anything. This is a real phenomenon. Anytime anything in my life is altered or I'm presented with new information, as a US Southerner, I get offended. And I'm just like, well, that's not how God intended, or obviously that's how it always would have been. And you can make up a reason like that for anything. It's not like, oh, I don't like flying on planes. It's if God wanted us to fly, he would have given us wings. And that's why I'm doing an 8-hour road trip instead of just taking a flight. It's always God, and it's always the natural order of things that should never be changed. And I'm like, and then of course you find out that you're non-binary. Uh-oh. And then you find out that you're ace and all these other things. And you're like, oh, wait, I never fit into this natural order anyway. So yeah, I'm still my same Southern self. I hate when things change. I hate new information, but I could never hate people. That's what I think the actual genuine correct version of the Southern spirit is that you're supposed to love people. We say that we do, but you really can. You're supposed to just be there for people. It doesn't matter how you feel about them. If they came knocking and needed something, you're supposed to help them. And it doesn't have to be because the Bible said so or whatever. You can just do that because it's the right thing to do. And see, here I am making strong moral judgments again. It's the right thing to do. That's just how I feel, bro. I can't undo like 27 years of whatever happened to me in Texas and also Louisiana and now North Carolina. All very Southern places. It really be like that. Someone said non-binary and ace bros like me for real, for real. I am. We be out here. Representation, baby. Someone said the South has a history of not loving people. Yeah, I know. And it's like, I get sad every time I see what we get associated with. But let me raise you one example. There is a human that does properly embody the spirit of the South correctly. Dolly Parton. That is what actually being a Southerner looks like. like if we were doing this correctly and we're like, we just have a big heart and we're loud and we're a little bit ridiculous and everybody loves us and we're just going to go out of our way to be helpful because we can, and we're going to care about the kids and we're going to care about like other people and we're going to mind our business. We're not going to like be hateful. We're not going to make people feel bad about themselves. Like, Dolly is what we should be doing. It's a very real phenomenon. I don't even think she would be exactly like that if she wasn't where she was from. So like, yes, sadly, what are the Southerners we hear about? Like Texan politicians and Ron DeSantis and horrible people like this. And like, these are all fake. That's not the correct. This is all wrong. It's all wrong. But yeah, I'm just going to try to be more like her than other people from the South. Womp womp womp. Someone said people suck everywhere. There's kind of people everywhere too. It's just a regional version. You can be regionally kind or regionally sucky. And I was born regionally sucky. And I'm trying to learn how to be regionally kind. But really, it's all an illusion, and you can just switch out different words and you'll find that human beings are very similar no matter where you are. It's hilarious. It's great. Someone said Dolly's reading Railroad lost funding from Trump. Literally trying not to think about that. I'm actually trying not to think about that. That's so depressing. Reading chat. Someone said, I don't even know what you're talking about, but since I ain't got nothing to do, I came here. I think I'm just ranting about like, well, I was ranting about a lot of things, but now I'm just talking about Dolly Parton, which is very par for the course with me. Very normal, very normal. It'd be like that. Reading chat. Someone said too many imposters. Yeah, just eject all the fake Southerners, bro. I'm over it. I'll take the L that, yeah, a lot of us suck really bad and in really loud ways that we try to associate with the place that we're from, but like, I hate it here. Someone says, I think a lot of Deep South discourse misses the generational poverty and the damage the Southern Baptist Convention has done to people's perspective. Oh, I know that it does. I really do. I think like, I don't know how to explain this in a way that doesn't sound like an overreaction or whatever, but even as somebody who is non-religious currently, dude, Christianity just did the Christianity as it was presented here. It did a number, man. A number. Like for example, all of the nasty homophobia that is just rampant. It makes the South so deeply unsafe for so many queer people. That was pretty much the church, yeah. That's not good. Or like I can chalk up a lot, or like a lot of like anti-abortion rhetoric that we get down here specifically. Again, yeah, a lot of that is stemming directly from the church, and I'm just like, it is not even possible for me to sit here and point at how almost every single ill that is plaguing us is coming from generations and generations of indoctrination. And a lot of this was also like misinterpretation, by the way, too. The Bible doesn't say anything about abortions, guys, just so you know. And even the things that people feel like the Bible says about like homosexuality or whatever, so much of that is literally just misapplied misinterpretations. And also, it doesn't matter, even if it does say that, that's not a reason to mistreat people thousands of years later. But yeah, no, like I don't know. It's hard not to talk about it a lot because it was just, it had such an outsized influence on literally everything, every aspect of reality down here is shaped by religion. And that's the case for the entire country of the United States of America. But like, we had our own special convention down here, and yeah, it did a number. It did a number, baby. Not good, but that's okay. Someone says it gave me so much internalized homophobia, and I genuinely got religious OCD. Yeah, dude, that joint will do a number to you for real. It's a mess, man. But yeah, that's like, every place has its own history that you can kind of trace back a lot of the attitudes towards, and it can be fascinating and interesting, and then other times it can be incredibly depressing. Womp, 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 womp. Someone said like internationally. Yeah, I'm over here talking about like Southern Baptist type beat, but then like, I mean, you could literally just look at the spread of Catholicism. Look all those centuries ago, where some supremely weird Catholics took a world map and were basically like, yeah, all of this is ours. Everything went downhill from there. All of it. Everything went downhill from there. That's crazy. like the actual influence. Dang, the original influencers. Yikes. Someone said religion is the worst thing to ever happen to humanity. That what is commonly considered to be religion is pretty bad, but you know, a lot of religion is honestly not even about hate, though. I think like humans just have this really horrible tendency to believe that one thing being true means nothing else can be true. And I just feel like, taken at face value, a lot of religion is really cool. It's really beautiful and great and awesome. But like, people are so bad at holding space for the idea of like, your religion can be true and also so can this other one, that it's just like, oh, what are we gonna do? War, crusaders, forced assimilation, re-educate. Like, it's oh man, y'all really took the worst possible interpretation of events. But no, like, Christianity is not the only religion. There's a lot of great ones that literally don't have any of this wacky stuff in them at all. Yeah, Yikes. Yikes. Someone says people forget there are many paths to the truth. Yeah, no, like I actually quite like the idea of looking around at this world and thinking to yourself, like, there has to be an explanation that's beyond me. I feel that way even though I'm not religious. I'm a science glazer. I'm a big science stan. I'm sorry, I uncritically believe in scientists. As long as there's like a conclusion and you can show me the research, I believe that. So I do pretty much feel like there is objectively a reason for every single thing that has happened that has nothing to do with anything. But I do still find it kind of wondrous that all of these things happened at all, though. Like, a bunch of weird science happened, and now I'm live streaming on the internet to all of you. The fact that this technology exists is crazy. The fact that I'm alive right now, wild. All of you are also people. We are a species that like talks and creates things, and a lot of species talk and create things, but like we do so in a very interesting way. I think, like, do I feel like God made me? No, but I think it's pretty amazing that I exist, and I feel like things are slightly beyond science. Slightly. I feel like science is a good explanation for how things work, but it's not an explanation for why any of this happened. And my why explanations, those are when I start getting really like woo-woo and spiritual. Because I'm like, yeah, no, that's crazy. Like on an energy level, the fact that I'm even energy in the world at all is like amazing. But I don't care about answering the why. I think I used to, when I was raised Christian or whatever, I was given a why. This is why you exist and all of these things. But I'm just like, oh, that I'm just generally spiritual in that, like, I don't know or care if spirits exist or are real. I just feel like they are, and that's enough for me. That's my religion, is that I think that people in this world have energy, and that energy is a real thing, and that you can like kind of manifest things. And also you do tend to like attract what you put out, and vice versa. No, vice versa doesn't make sense. How can you put out what you attract? But anyways, like I'm slightly superstitious, but not in a religious way. Someone says there's no explanation of why. It is a never-ending loop. Any answer will then beg another question of why. Literally. So I gave up. I really did. Someone said I go by energy and vibes. Literally, that's my religion. What's the energy giving? What's it giving? You know, what's the vibe? Whenever I ask my friends, like, yo, what's the vibe? That's us praying. See? It's not that different. You may be Christians coming together, asking God for guidance. You know, we come to you today to ask you for whatever. I'd just be texting my friends like, yo, what's the vibe? We prayed to someone that the vibe would descend upon us. I got nothing else, buddy. Nothing else. Someone said, I love the wonder. I believe in energy. I kind of hope science never figures out all the way. I don't think we're supposed to. We never will. I guarantee we will never understand everything. I promise you. Even though I can't, because I'm not a scientist, and probably scientists are like, D'Angelo, based on the rate of technology and information and human progress, we are going to understand everything someday. I don't believe you. Because I also feel like for everything that we learn as a species about the way the world works, we also discover a whole host of other things that are suddenly unexplained. We learn how, oh, the earth actually wasn't flat. Well, some of us learned that. And now all of a sudden we got to contend with what does that mean? That ruined everything for science. Science had to go back to the drawing board. So I feel like, yeah, we know a lot about a lot of things, but that's just going to raise more scientific questions that we're going to have to answer. And also, funnily enough, there's a lot of things that we just don't know. Things that you would think we would know by now, but we just accept them to be true without a reason, which I think is hilarious. It's hilarious. Someone said vibe space universe. Yeah, just let me live in my little vibe space universe, bro. Please, please. Someone said the more we figure out, the weirder things get. Yeah, the way things work is actually genuinely bonkers. Someone said flat earthers perplex me. Bro, flat earth theory. Because I think the thing is, like, it be the smartest people sometimes, though. That's what really gets me. Somebody who, in general, is kind of uncritical about the things around them, but thinks of themselves as a very critical and discerning person, falling into the trap of like flat earth conspiracy theory, I understand. That makes sense. I'm like, I hate to say this, but I'm like, of course you're a flat earther. I'm so sorry. You ever meet somebody or you encounter someone on the internet and you just kind of look at their vibe and you're like, of course you're a flat earther. That's a terrible thing for me to say, but I believe that about some people. I do think though that there are people who I'm like, you're a flat earther. You're like a scientist. I don't understand this. There are definitely flat earthers that baffle me more than anything. I'm like, how? Nah, I hate this for me. Someone said conspiracy theories could be fun lore in the fictional world. Okay, here's the thing. Yeah, like I would actually love me a conspiracy theory if every single one that was actually mainstream was just like a hop, skip, and a jump from anti-Semitism, racism, really, really heinous, dehumanizing things all the time. And I can't sit around and try to figure out, like, hey, how do you feel about, say, Jewish people when you're just explaining basic conspiracy theories to me? I don't want to play that game, so I just avoid all of that entirely. But yeah, conspiracy theorists be terrible. Some of them be awful as hell. I have conspiracy theories and they're mostly funny. The people who hold them seriously, some of them are just like, oh my God. And they be genuinely terrible about this too. And also, I don't understand why, like, y'all specifically are it messes me up, bro. It messes me up. I hate it. But yeah, absolutely no room or space for anti-Semitic conspiracy theories in my chat. Thanks. I appreciate you guys not being like that. It's wonderful. Reading chat. Someone says the only theory I believe for fun is that Avril Lavigne got cloned. I'm a fan of cloning conspiracy theories as long as you're not like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like mistreating or badgering the people involved. Like, don't go to Avril Lavigne's page and make annoying comments about this. But I think personally holding the opinion that Avril Lavigne was cloned in the 2000s is funny. I believe that Gucci Mane was cloned. I don't believe that. But I think it's a funny conspiracy theory that Gucci Mane was cloned, obviously, because that's not possible and that's not real. But I always say this, though. My number one favorite will always be my favorite conspiracy theory of all time is Haler vehicular slaughter. Haler vehicular manslaughter is hands down the greatest conspiracy theory that has ever happened on the internet. It's the one that illustrates what conspiracy theories can and should be. Here, Haler vehicular manslaughter. I don't know why that's in all caps. I've certainly talked about this before. How Harry Styles and Taylor Swift murdered someone and have been leaving us hints ever since. So I want to say we have Tumblr to thank for this, if I remember correctly. It's very Tumblr coded, but somebody put together this conspiracy theory about how back 2012, 18-year-old Harry Styles, 23-year-old Taylor Swift, they went on a ski trip, and this is actually like real ? I think this part's real. I don't remember if this actually happened, but like some sort of incident happened. Harry needed stitches. Taylor was not as hurt. And what people kind of think is that like this was a cover up actually. Someone said, what actually happened during the crash? If you look at lyrics from 1989, which is known to be almost completely about Harry Styles, there's multiple references to Harry's bad driving. For example, midnight, you come and pick me up. No headlights. Long drive could end burning flames of paradise. Why is Harry Styles driving around without headlights, chat? That's a little suspicious. He can't keep his wild eyes on the road. What? Flashing lights and we took a wrong turn. So we have all of these references to Harry Styles being a bad driver. It says, judging by these lyrics, Harry's a horrible driver who should probably get his license revoked. It wouldn't be unlikely that he could end up doing more than just crashing a vehicle, maybe even running over a person. And this PowerPoint goes on to say, throughout 1989, Reputation, Lover, Folklore, Evermore, Harry Styles, and Fine Line. That's 2 Harry Styles albums and a bunch of Taylor albums. There are multiple song lyrics telling the story of an accidental murder, the cover-up, and the emotional journey following that. I believe these describe how Haler, aka Harry and Taylor, hit and killed someone during their snowmobile accident and have been leaving clues about it in their music ever since. In the following slides, I will take multiple songs and analyze lyrics from them. Haler's illegal murder will no longer be a secret. So that's my kind of I love this. I'm eating this up. I want this injected to my veins. Do I believe that Harry Styles and Taylor Swift murdered someone accidentally and then in a hit and run and got away with it and have actually been referencing this the entire time? No. But it's very fun to entertain the idea that it could be true and we wouldn't know. If conspiracy theories were only like this, bro, I would be a proud conspiracy theorist. I would be a proud and open conspiracy theorist. But instead, it's more like hatred. Womp, womp, womp. Someone said you're still on this conspiracy. Bro, I've literally low-key been a Haler vehicular manslaughter truther for like, I don't know how many years at this point. But I'm a fan of this conspiracy theory. I'm a fan. So I love that if they did it, they wrote about it blatantly. It's just hilarious because it's not that serious. It's not. So this is so funny. I need to check this out. I don't believe it. Yeah, no, like, come on, guys. No one died. Those are my favorite kinds of conspiracy theories. Someone says, as a Swiftie, what did I just stumble into? A new level of delusion. A new level of delusion waiting for you. Someone says, I can't believe Harry Styles is so tall. I guess he is tall, right? Because Taylor Swift is also a tall human, but then he's taller than her. I do not know celebrities' heights, low-key. I don't know them at all. Harry Styles' height. Oh, are we like the exact same height? Oh, never mind. We're the same height. Harry Styles is exactly 6 feet tall. Same. I guess Taylor's like what, 5'10". I know I said I don't know celebrities' heights, and this is gonna be really creepy when I'm right about this, but I think that's true. Taylor Swift height. Oh, she's like 5'10" to 5'11". Okay, cool. But she can be over 6 feet tall while wearing heels. Heck yeah. More tall women just wearing tall shoes. Someone said, is saying the IDF is committing a genocide an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory? No, not in this chat. No. If you're like just joined or you heard me saying a bunch of stuff about anti-Semitism or whatever, I'm referring to anti-Semitism, that is hatred of Jewish people, or the conspiracy theories involving that, but criticism of Israel isn't that at all. So no, good question. Someone said, why did I think you were a short king? Bro, everybody be thinking I'm a short king, and that's fair. That's okay. I'm not going to pull up the picture. He's going to pull up the picture. I'm going to pull up the picture. Okay, hold on. This is the only proof I have that I'm taller than, well, even though 6 feet is not that tall to me. Sorry. But like, I'd be taller than most of y'all faves. On God. Look at this. Me, Ted, Nevison, who is taller than me, Eddie Burback, I think, was Jarvis there? Jarvis was there as well. Funky Frog Bait, Chad, so many cool humans. Gabby Bell was there. Swell Entertainment, Bose, bro. I'd be taller than all these people. What you mean? I'm over here doing, Jarvis is very tall. Jarvis Johnson's a tall dude. But yeah, I'm doing the lean. That's me with all of the locks, all the hair on my head. I'm doing a big old lean over here, but yeah, I don't know. There'd be a lot of shorties online. Actually, a lot of people making content are just short for some reason, which is funny to me. But I'm not one of them. Well. Someone said except for Jarvis. Yeah, Jarvis Johnson is absolutely. That's like the first thing you notice about him. You're like, why is that person that height? But yeah, everybody else, I'll be like, nah, I'm just taller. It's fun. Sometimes I remember that picture. Yeah, no, I love being tall. I think it's hilarious. I'm not like a hater of short people. Some of y'all are gonna hate this. I do think it's funny though. And I'm sorry. In the spirit of being radically open and honest, I don't know how to say this in like a it's not woke. I have a bad opinion. I think being short is just, it can be kind of funny. Not in a way where I'm like, I don't take you seriously or I'm gonna like devalue or like infantilize you. No, it's more so just like, what do you mean you can't reach that shelf? What do you mean? You're sitting in a chair. Your legs ain't even touching the floor. Your soul's just up in the air. You sit in a chair and you just float. What do you mean by that? I find that to be really funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't help but be tickled by that as a taller person, but I'm not ever going to like body shame or make anyone feel bad. I will help you get things off of a tall shelf. But every now and then I will make a joke. I'm sorry. Every now and then I will have to make a joke just because I've got to have some bad habits in this world. I really do. Sometimes I'm 5 feet tall and lie about it. Everybody be lying about their height, to be honest. And you know what? I was lying too at one point. I had my brief 6'2" era. Okay, now listen, to be fair, to be absolutely fair to myself, my height fluctuates a lot. And I feel like one day I did a measurement and I kind of got 6'1" point something. It might have been like literally 0.01. And I was like, okay, 6'2". That's my height. And yes, I absolutely had my time of telling people I was 6'2". Nobody could disprove this because I was over 6 feet tall. I was always wearing shoes. What are you going to do? Check what are you going to do? Check? Nobody ever checked me. People did genuinely believe I was 6'2". But I kind of realized one day, meeting other people who actually were saying that they were 6'2", but I knew that I had fudged the numbers, and I was like, what's going on here? So I realized actually what is much funnier is just being open about your height. That way everyone else around you looks like a liar. That's actually much, much more fun as a man. Instead of going around and telling people that you're like 6'2" or whatever, just be honest. If you're 5'11", just say that. That way the next dude who stands up and says that he's 6 feet tall, but he's looking up at you a little bit, is going to feel a little bit goofy. I've had a lot of funny experiences of guys who are 6'2", and I'm just like, wow, it's crazy how we see eye to eye on so many things right now. And I'm only 6 feet tall. And I will never name names because that's not fun, but I have even encountered people where like I see their height on the internet and then I meet them in real life and I'm just like, oh, that's not the number that is on your website, but that's okay. That's okay right there. That's fine. I'm not going to clock you. I'll never clock anyone. I will find it funny though. But yeah, I think everybody here is either tall or short. It was great. It was hilarious. Reading chat. Some people think I'm taller than I am until I'm next to tall women. That's the thing. It's so easy to lie about your height when you're tall. Do you know why? Because short people aren't tall enough to clock you. That was the thing. Nobody was tall enough to check me on actually being 6'2". How are you going to have an opinion about that when 6 feet tall is just a concept to you? That's just an idea. So I could be 6 anything and you just have to take my word for it. I used to be very annoyed. I was a mess, honestly. I was messy. I really was messy. But then I found out that like being honest is even messier. I used to like just lie for fun in my life because I needed to create drama. But then I realized just being a consistent person and allowing the world around you to fluctuate and implode provides way more drama than lying ever could. So it's fantastic. So I don't appreciate your tone. Respectfully, we be respectful as hell on this channel usually. Hey, I gotta tease a little bit, and you know, sometimes people make fun of me too. I do. I get like the lanky comments because I'm a lanky kind of guy. So for every short joke, I sometimes will get hit with the Slender Man accusations. I get hit with the Jack Skellington allegations, which I'm never able to disprove. So yeah, I'm over here kind of looking like a tree or Ryuk from Death Note. So we all gotta take it, I guess. It really be like that. So how's the weather up there? Tiring. For real. Someone said, okay, well, you're bald. And I'm bald. So at the end of the day, who really won? Probably all of y'all have hair and I don't. So it is what it is. It really is. Someone said, I don't know what you're saying. 6'2" is the start of above average height. 6'2" is absolutely not the start of above average height. Men are so goofy about that too, because they'll literally be like, 6 feet tall is not tall. And I'm just like, it's taller than the average. It's tall. Everybody is always in a tall off as a man. And it's easier to just like remove yourself from that equation. But guys do this with a lot of things though. Another thing that guys do that pisses me off as a skinny dude. Guys lie so much about what being skinny actually means. Like, let me show you like an actual example. Who was in Fight Club? What actor was that? Brad Pitt, I guess. Okay, whatever. Images. I'm not here hyping up Brad Pitt or whatever. Guys will say that like this is skinny. That pisses me off so bad. Yes, obviously he's very lean and he's not bulky in this at all, but guys literally go around pointing at pictures of people's arms like this and they'll be like, yeah, oh, he's so skinny. They'll be on Reddit forums like, oh, you're still skinny, you need to like lift more. And I'm just like, have you never seen an actual skinny arm before? I'll show you. I will show you skinny. People will literally act like lifting and bodybuilding for 3 years and having a physique that is actually above average is somehow like you look like a twig because I guess you don't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's literally insane to me the body standards that dudes will like make up, and I'm just like, nobody thinks that this is skinny. This is insane to me. Someone says he's muscular. Yeah, being lean is not the same thing. I saw someone go viral recently for like playing, I don't remember what it was, some sort of instrument. It was really cool, but like he was like jacked, and all the comments on the bodybuilding subreddit are just like, oh yeah, he's like skinny, you could achieve this in like 7 months. And I'm like, what are y'all talking about? what are y'all actually talking about, man? But yeah, it's hilarious. Or I guess it just leaves me feeling like, well then what am I? Chopped liver? Lord almighty. Someone said that's a realistic, achievable physique. This is an incredibly realistic, achievable physique. Yeah, but it is also going to take a long time, and also it's going to suck really, really bad. Being dialed into your own body fat percentage that hard to where you're getting like abdominal separation and all of that is going to suck a lot, but you can do it if it's important to you. It's not important to me. I just like running. So I traipse through fields and run all the time. And I don't worry too much about like, oh, I need to like define my, I don't know, lats? Is that a thing? I don't know. I really don't. Someone said 7 months is a solid period of time. Yeah, no, first of all, I don't believe the average man can get to this in 7 months. No. But also, that's a long time. So even if that was the case, like, that's a big deal, you guys. What do you mean? It's just body image stuff when it's trying to attain a masculine ideal is so annoying. Because it's like, you gotta be enormous, but then you also have to be small. Like, you can't be fat. God forbid you actually have fat on your body, but you need to be as large as possible. And it's like, you want all of your muscles to show, but you also want to be constantly eating. And it's like, you want your face to be like defined, but then you also want to pack on weight everywhere else. And I'm just like, dang, this sucks. What if I just moved around a little bit so that my heart rate was elevated sometimes, and I ate enough food to sustain me, and I drank a lot of water, and then I looked however I looked? Would that be okay? But the answer is no in the minds of many men. And I cry every time. I really, really do. Someone says it depends on your starting point. Yeah, it definitely does. Some people are literally just like actually built different. There are probably dudes who, or even people, I'm mostly talking about men because, hey, I was given this male body, but like there's a lot of people who probably could just barely lift and just eat more protein, and you're just gonna, we ain't all built like that, okay? We really, really are not. Someone says men's body standards can be, dare I say, as harsh as women's. Well, no, because, oh my God, I have such mixed feelings about that. The answer is no, because at the end of the day, as long as this picture exists, of Ed Sheeran and Beyonce on stage, with Beyonce and the big foo-foo dress and looking literally like a fantasy character, and Ed Sheeran over here in his silly little 2 shirts and jeans. No. According to the world, it's absolutely different standards. But I saw somebody in chat say this, and I'm going to repeat it. Among men, though, yes. I think the thing is, like, as a man, you can get away with not caring about the beauty standard much, much, much more than women can. You can just see that by looking around, obviously. But within the community of men, honestly, I don't know if people realize our beauty standards want us dead too, though. They want us unhealthy, unhappy, and basically dead. The point of like the male beauty standard, it's not actually to be healthy or fit or capable of doing things. A lot of times it's to be contradictory in a way that means you're dehydrated. You are maybe overeating or eating so much that you're making yourself miserable. You're probably going to be supremely unhappy about various parts of your body that you're trying to make disappear, while other parts you're trying to like pack on as much mass as possible. Like, it is literally a prison. It's a trap. And the end result of that is disorder. Whether that's like eating disorder type stuff or like body dysmorphia. Like, the amount of men who actually have body dysmorphia is crazy. It's crazy. I can't believe, I genuinely cannot believe how many people have body dysmorphia, and they just happen to be men. So it's not seen as that, and it's not just that way. We really are out here having eating disorders and dysmorphia and putting ourselves through the ringer for nothing, by the way. So no, the standard, as society like holds you to it, it's not that big of a deal as a man to just be like, oh, actually, I don't care. And you don't even need to have a skincare routine or anything like that. No one's going to judge you or call you ugly or whatever. But if you want to start getting into it, you can get into it. And it gets really bad really fast. Really bad really fast. Someone said, as a bodybuilder, body dysmorphia is hard AF. Yeah, it's bad. And then our standards are I'm poking my mic accidentally. They're ridiculous, man. Here, I want to show you this. I feel like people are going to get mad at me, or like dudes who lift are gonna like find this clip and be like, oh, of course this guy is saying this isn't achievable or whatever. I watched The Odyssey, right? And it was a great movie. But at one point you get Matt Damon's physique at 54, which is obviously great because he's basically playing a fantasy character. But like, what am I as a man supposed to do about this? What the hell? He's 54. Do I have to look like this at 54? Obviously no. He is a Hollywood actor, and like, but I'm just like, why? Why? I want to go home. I'm tired of the male beauty standard. I'm over it. It's annoying me. And then of course the actors can't ever come out and say like how they really look like that. Obviously Matt Damon is working really, really hard all the time. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being for real. If you're having that much muscle mass, you have to work out. You have to move a lot. You have to be really dialed in with your nutrition and all of these things. And it's saying right here, the Odyssey, can a mere mortal get in Greek god shape following Matt Damon's workout plan? And it's talking about the things that he did, like working out. It says in his like home basement, his personal trainer came in and they barely even used interesting moves. They just did a bunch of like chest workouts and stuff like that, and that's how Matt Damon looks like this at 54. And I'm just like, it's performance enhancing drugs because he's an actor. He has to do this. He's enhancing his performance. Duh. You're a 54-year-old man looking like this, which is obviously amazing and incredible, but that's just not how that works. It's PEDs, and that's okay. It's okay. I don't think it's that bad to take a bunch of stuff that most people don't have clean access to and use it to look a way that most people are not going to be able to. But then going around and basically telling everybody like, oh yeah, I just kind of worked out a lot is like, and to be fair, Matt Damon hasn't said this. It's his personal trainer that came out and said, yeah, he just worked out a lot. And I'm just like, so yeah, all of our body image icons that we have as men, which Matt Damon is the latest, because literally we're writing entire articles about the way he looks in this movie because it's crazy. They're not real. You can't like you can do this for sure, and maybe if you're some crazy lucky 50-year-old this will be achievable for you, but like stop worrying about what the most dialed in enhanced people imaginable have going for them and just try to be healthy all on your own, bro. That's how I feel. I just, God, what is wrong with looking 50 in a normal way? I'm gonna cry. Someone said Matt Damon is old enough that he really could have just worked out a lot, and he could have though. That's the thing, is like, I don't want to sound like an idiot because I know it sounds crazy coming from me who seemingly doesn't work out, even though I actually work out a lot. It's just not in a way that makes me larger, so society doesn't view it as real exercise, which is very sad. But anyways, I know I'm the wrong messenger for this. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, when it's like, oh, hey, Maddie, you want a little help with this since you literally have no choice but to look fantastical? it's kind of likely that like you could just get that help, and many people cannot. But yeah, I guess if like you're watching this and you're like an actual bodybuilder and you just want to write me off and be like, no, you're just gonna need to get it, that's fine. But it just makes me feel it makes me feel a certain way. Also, I'm just salty. Honestly, I'm just a salty dude that I like my particular sport that I enjoy for myself doesn't result in me being jacked, so I'm seen as somebody who doesn't know anything about fitness, when it's like I know quite a lot. I'm always working out. I don't know what to tell you guys. It pisses me off really bad. Someone says the same as telling us you need to drink water and eat Japanese purple potatoes to get the effects of obvious facelifts. Yeah, guys have their own version of that, and it's called chicken and broccoli. Just eat a lot of chicken, a lot of broccoli, and take some creatine, which is just a little amino acid or something. Like, I don't know what creatine is. Me immediately after saying I know about working out. And yeah, you too can look like Matt Damon in the Odyssey if you just lift long enough. Sure, baby. Sure. Someone said running is working out. It is, and I do a lot of it. Listen. I will say this for every... I'm making up people to be mad at, by the way, because no one's even disagreeing with me, but I know they're out there. I've seen this attitude. For every jacked person who wants to come and disagree with me, I will say, I know that you can bench press more than me, but I promise you, I run more. That's all I have to say. There's a lot of ways to be fit. You can probably bench press more than me, lift more than me, do more push-ups, but I promise you, you ain't running further. So when the zombie apocalypse happens, who's really gonna win? You? With all of the, dare I say, from a zombie's perspective, meat? Nah, bro. You're KFC. You are literally like a family-sized box of chicken tendies to the zombies, whereas I, running man, am just going to be running away as you're just screaming in agony, becoming a zombie. So I feel like at the end of the day, I'm going to win. That's how I feel. Someone says, what do you feel about gay people? Gay people, I just think they're just so gay, honestly. That's my opinion. Does anybody disagree with that? I'd be thinking about gay people sometimes. I'm just like, wow, they really be people out here just gay as hell. That's wild. And I just move on mostly. That's all I've got for you. I've never met a gay person who disagrees with that premise or is offended by that opinion of mine. Someone said family size is crazy. Bro, I just be saying things, honestly. I just be saying things, but it's funny. KFC is wild. Listen, I said what I said. And at the end of the day, we will see. That's how I feel. Do bench press the entire gym, the whole building. Let me do what I'm doing. And we will see at the end of the day. Someone says gay people be gay. D'Angelo, you're coming out with the hottest takes today. I've just never seen it disproved. Every gay person that I've met identified as gay and therefore was very gay. That's it. That's all. Now, it manifests in a lot of different ways, which is very fun. But yeah, that's it. That's my hottest take on gay people coming to you live. Someone say you're messy today. So I miss 2000s KFC. They slapped. KFC went so downhill. It's actually crazy to me. Like, brother, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Someone says being eaten by the zombie is winning. If you run, you need to keep running for years. No. I just run until someone else figures it out. That's the thing. I'm not doing like the science or anything like that. But there will be people in this world who will reverse engineer the zombie pandemic. I don't know what it's going to be. I just have to last long enough for us to figure this out and not get bitten. That's all. Reading chat. Someone said KFC sounds so good right now. I could go for some chicken, to be honest. Now I'm getting hungry and it's like 4 p.m. So it's like, should I just go eat chicken? So I love your shirt so much. It's the perfect sleeve length. Thank you. I love shirts that are cut this way. So many of mine are this exact fit. Someone said, funny, you think they'll find a cure in your lifetime? I mean, I've watched enough movies. They always figure it out by the end of the movie. It really only takes 90 minutes to 2 hours to crack a zombie apocalypse. Someone said KFC in South Africa still slaps. Then move over because I'm coming to South Africa. I want some good KFC. I miss it. It's so bad here, to me anyway. I know some people may like it, but I absolutely do not. I really don't. Someone says, what if I do both? What, do you mean like running and lifting? I do both. Because the thing is, if you run and you don't lift, then you're going to blow your knees out really bad. But yeah, I think we should all be doing more cardio and we should all be doing more lifting because both of these things are good and cute. And they just make you feel cute. I feel like at the end of the day, just being cute is the only thing that matters. You don't have to be a good person. But by being cute, it's cute to be a good person, right? You don't have to be like smart, but it is cute to be smart. So in every scenario in life, just try to be as cute as possible and you will find naturally that you are good and smart and all of the things that you should be. But I don't care about being those things. I just want to be the cutest. So you need to live to be any good at running. Yeah, it's a requirement. I think beyond a certain point, or bro, you're gonna mess your legs up really bad, really bad. Someone said cardio is very important. I like the elliptical. Yeah, just elevate that heart rate for real, for real. Reading chat. Someone said South African fast food is life changing. What? I feel like I'm missing something. I just gone like a fast food tour over in South Africa for real, for real. Someone says I cute max by saying hi to animals. Cute maxing is the only maxing I want to see. You need to be cute maxing, being nice to animals, being pleasant to other pleasant people that you meet in this world is a nice thing. That's cute maxing. Yeah, looks maxing is over. All other forms of maxing are done. Only cute maxing from now on. Someone says neutrality is a type of evil. Be the cute. Yeah, don't be neutral. Be cute and something. You can be cute and evil if you want, but it's better than being neutral. Someone said anxiety is my cardio. No, that's not what I mean when I say elevate your heart rate. No. Someone said I always feel so lazy in your lives. I mean, I'm being lazy too, though, because if you look back over the last 3 hours, what have I been doing? Yapping. For every little bit of interesting things I do in this world, I'm also just wasting time. I shouldn't say wasting time, but no, I'm a proud time waster. I like just sitting around and not doing anything. I prefer it even. Everything that I do that is active is against my very nature. I'm not going to lie to you. Someone says Snow White behavior, affectionate. Exactly. Be more like Snow White. Reading chat. Someone said D and D alignment, chaotic cute. That's how I'm playing the game. It's worked out for me thus far. In the past 27 years, what did I contribute to society? Philosophy? No. Politics? No. I tried to learn about it, but I haven't been able to change much. You know, mathematics, science, technology. I was just kind of cute, really. And I think I've contributed just as much as anybody else in this world. If not more sounds crazy. I don't want to say like if not more, but you know, being cute it's underrated. It really is. Someone said you made YouTube amazing. I made YouTube 0.5% better, so no, that's too high. I probably made YouTube 0.00005% better. And I have that claim to fame. Somebody said, when's the Love Island video? Soft launch date would be timed with the Love Island reunion, which would be at the end of next month. But the actual release date will be a special mystery to be revealed to you all later. We shall see. Someone says, imagine if all these dudes were jacked and cute. You can be both for sure. It's not easy, but you just got to work on it. It's a mentality. You can be cute and look like anything, on God. Reading chat. Someone said, I'm loving all the Church's Chicken love in the chat. I prefer Church's Chicken to KFC. Then again, I'm from, I'm not from, but I currently live in North Carolina. Oh my God, this was my first time saying I'm from North Carolina. Wait, that's kind of sweet. I think, guys, I'm really settling into my life here in North Carolina. I feel like I'm from here. But like, I have to be a Bojangles fan. Otherwise, like, North Carolina people will jump you. Well, the thing about people in North Carolina is like, they don't jump you over anything. That's the thing that's most surprising to me. Like, I lived in Texas and people would jump you over anything, honestly, especially in San Antonio. And then I like my family that's from Louisiana. We will absolutely jump you, for sure. And then I moved to North Carolina, and it's so weird. And it's like, no one really jumps anyone over anything. Like, you can just have normal disagreements. But yeah, Bojangles is pretty good. And so I'm trying to be a good North Carolinian and say I like Bojangles, because I do. It's actually pretty great. Did I maybe like some other places better? Perhaps, but those places aren't here anymore. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Someone says they'll jump you over Duke versus UNC. They'll jump you over the Canes, I think, more than anything. And you are correct, though. But definitely it's the Canes. I think that's the one thing I would not want to mess with a North Carolina person over. Especially, by the way, not now that the North Carolina Hurricanes hockey team are like the Stanley Cup champions, because everybody's really feeling themselves. It's good energy. This is a good and positive thing that's happened, but this is not the time to come and play around about hockey with a North Carolina resident. So yeah, pretty much the Canes are the only thing that you need to watch your mouth about. You could say anything else and we'll probably just ignore you. But yeah, no, in Texas, like if you start trash talking anything, we're going to be on you, bro. We're going to be like, we're not going to let you get away with it. I don't know why we're like this. It really be like that. Someone said thoughts on Streamer University. I don't know what that is. I've seen references to it, but as a streamer, I missed the memo. I guess I should have been more aware because I didn't even know what happened. So yeah, not too many thoughts on Streamer University. Someone said, I just spent too long trying to figure out what a Che influencer is. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have used the word chefluencer, which isn't actually a word. But I felt fun typing that. I was like, that's I love a good portmanteau, so I'm going to use it anyway. Reading chat. Someone said Texans go so hard for Texas. It's like 95% of our personality. We don't have much else. I have to go hard for Texas. What else is there in Texas but Texas? Nothing. Someone said Raising Canes. No, not Raising Canes. I'm not a big fan of Raising Canes at all. I mean the North Carolina Hurricanes hockey team. That's a big cultural institution that people here are quite fond of. And I'm trying to learn how hockey works so I can finally have conversations with people about it, but I'm bad. I think Texas has a hockey team. No, we don't have a hockey team. I don't even remember if Texas has a hockey team, but I'm going to be really honest with you, like really open and honest. Nobody in Texas cares about hockey. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. We just don't care. And so it was definitely the biggest culture shock for me. It was like, oh, hockey is a real thing that is important to people. Okay, so it says we have the Dallas Stars. Okay. Yeah. So I'm sorry if I am talking over you guys and you are hockey fans and Texans, but y'all know darn well you the minority. Everybody is football. It says right there, it's all football in Texas. Literally football until the cows come home. And also in San Antonio, big on basketball, which as you can imagine, this whole Spurs versus Knicks thing was quite interesting for me. But yeah, no, oh my God, we are such a football state. It's scary how much the NFL dominates everything. Excuse me. Reading chat. Someone says, I agree, but the people who are into it are really into it. Yeah, I literally more power. And to the people who are into the Dallas Stars, somebody's got to keep the spirit alive because nobody else is in a great hurry to do that. Everybody else is watching the NFL. But then I also didn't care about football either. So it was rough for me. It was rough. So I just spent too much money on Texans merch. It's true. Yeah, we've got college football, NFL, everything all the time. It's wild, man. It's wild. And someone said, unfortunately, a lot of sports are regional. Like Turkish people don't care about cricket. Yeah, where is cricket a big deal again? Remind me. I want to say, is it Britain? Also, why do I feel like I associate it with India? Am I incorrect? Do I need to check myself? Is this a stereotype? I feel like I hear cricket and I think like it's Indian people. They have that one on lock. But then like over here, for example, I don't really think much of us know much about cricket at all. Someone said India is huge in cricket. Okay, I felt like that was correct. I feel like you should not be messing with India about cricket because they're going to curb stomp you, essentially, is my understanding. And then it's also a big thing in the UK as well. But like, for as huge as this is, like, I don't even really fully know the rules. That's how little I've encountered it over here. So like, it's very, very regional vibes. Someone says South Africa. Yeah, I don't know all the places that they play it, but I know that it is played. I don't want to be like a goofy American and be like, oh, other sports aren't real. We're really bad about that too. I'm sure even in this conversation, I've had probably plenty of cringe Americentric moments, which I try not to be, but like, America tends to believe that American football is the correct way of football, that's crazy. And we're literally the only, we're like, bro, that's crazy. And we tend to like just ignore all other forms of sports that are not American. And I try not to be like that because that sucks. And nobody finds it cute. See what I mean? Cute maxing. You got to be a cute person. It's not cute to be ugly and rude about other people's regional sports just because you're American. Someone said, I'm glad you associate cricket first with India, not the UK. Hey, I was educated about it somewhat. Maybe not. Someone says, I think it's fine. Europe doesn't care about football or our baseball. Yeah, it's not so much that I need the rest of the world to care about American sports. It's more so like, I think as Americans, we should stop thinking we are the only sports teams in the world. Because it's just so cringe. And I feel so stupid now. I used to feel smart when I'd be like, yeah, American football is the real football. But now I'm just like, oh my God, that's crazy, D'Angelo. You sound crazy right now. So I've stopped. Yay. Someone said that's why I don't call football soccer. Yeah, I try to call American football. Sometimes you will catch me saying soccer, just as a bad habit, but that's FIFA doesn't stand for soccer, right? It's football to the rest of the world, for real. Someone says soccer is a British word. Yeah, there's so many different words for so many different sports. And I guess like if sports wasn't a cover, hold on, this is going to sound like I'm jumping, but give me a second. If sports wasn't just a cover for xenophobia for some of y'all, I don't think it would be that big of a deal, but it is. For some of y'all, sports is literally just like you finally slapped cool outfits on like xenophobia and derogatory patriotism and exceptionalism, and that's why I try not to be super uneducated about things, because I don't ever want people to think that's what I'm doing. People be doing that all the time, and you think like, oh yeah, because you play American football or you like watching American football, like, brother, you're actually just being xenophobic. I'm not gonna lie. It's okay to find other football not as interesting, but to pretend like it's less valid is actually just crazy to me. So that's why I try to be specific in my wording. Do I watch any sports? No, but they're all valid and they all make sense, and the context in which they are popular is how I feel. Also, I didn't talk about it because, again, I would probably wind up missing a lot of context because I don't follow sports. But the amount of racism that I saw happening with all of this FIFA World Cup stuff, y'all had me dead. I'm sorry. I saw people being like, it's not funny. I feel like just laughter is my only response I can come up with. I was appalled at the levels of just random racism that I kept seeing get reported. Here's a new story about racist sports fans. Here's another story. Oh, here's a racist tirade that this person went against. Here's an entire team of people being racist. And I was just like, what are we what are we doing here? So yeah, I was very jarred. It was actually jarring seeing a lot of this stuff. I was like, wow, guys, you're playing sports. Why does it have to turn into this? I don't want to read about footballers having to release a statement condemning racist tirades made against them or people reposting nasty memes. And I'm just like, yeah, I was very not rocking with that specific angle, but because I don't know anything about the rest of the actual good parts of the World Cup, I wasn't able to swoop in and be like, hey, I hate this, because I would just sound like a hater. But I was a hater of that one aspect of it for sure. It was not it. It really wasn't. So as an actual football fan, this World Cup was disgusting. Oh my soul, the level of hate was insane. Literally so much. I was like, y'all are bad name, giving this a bad name, but that's okay. I know that that's not why people were actually playing or having fun. It was just loud, a lot of very loud people. Anyways, I am going to leave you. It's 4:20, so you know what that means. I gotta go do something that YouTube doesn't want me talking about. No, I'm just kidding. It's literally just a coincidence that it's 4:20 and now it's 4:21, so the joke doesn't even work. And it was only that in my time zone. But anyways, I had a beautiful week. I'm going to cut that really long expletive filled rant out of my video. And I hope that people understood where I was coming from because it was real. Sometimes I'm angry and sometimes I'm not. Bye, everybody. Goodbye.